All right, Canty check.
Yeah. Hello.
Nice. Morlax check.
I'm here. What's up?
Elise check.
Hello.
Nice. And of course, me check. I already know I'm here. Perfect. All right, everything's good.
All right, cool. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Run It Back podcast. Let's get into it. Of course, with me today are my, co-hosts. But today, Calm isn't here, dealing with headaches and stress and things like that. Wish him a speedy recovery. Hope he comes back next week. But today, we do have a special guest. But let's say what's up to the boys. What's going on, Tox?
What's poppin'? How is everyone doing today? Beautiful day. Okay? Sun shining, sun beaming in, catching them sun rays going out there. Okay? Don't be sitting inside all day. Go touch the grass, goddammit.
Hell yeah. What's up, Canty?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is having a good fucking week. I'm tired, but other than that, I'm chilling. Yo, I'm going through it, but you know what? I'm hanging in there, man. We taking it one step at a time. But other than that, we chilling today.
Hell yeah. And our special guest, a very amazing cosplayer, amazing streamer, all around RPG nerd, an anime nerd, quite like your boy here. Jiangshi, or we know her as Elise. Hi, Elise.
Yeah. Good to be here.
I was worried for a second. I was like, what happened?
She didn't run away.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I did not follow the touch grass rule. I stay inside all the time, so
that's
my
real.
bad.
Can you see the grass from the window?
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
I can see the grass from the window.
Okay. That's a decent step forward. After that, you just gotta open the door and go outside. And from there on out, it's kind of cruise control.
All right, so let's get it in. Let's hit everybody with the running back of the week. Canty, how's your week been, man?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
Anything specific, just let me know.
This past week has been kind of very stressful for me because it's finals week for my photography classes and everything. You know me, I want to be a photographer in my life, and Photoshop, it has hands. I'm not gonna lie, I never got beaten up so bad in my life because of a Photoshop program. Other than that, though, it's been kind of going very well. I had a lot of help from some friends today. Shout out to Fendi, Calm, and Quizzy. They really were patient with me, teaching me what to know and what to not know. Other than that, just doing schoolwork, going over some stuff. Recently showed a new intro for my stream. Shout out to Quizzy as well. I'm happy how it came out. I love Sailor Moon. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to get school done and then maybe play Dead Space 2 next. That's the next goal.
Sounds pretty back and forth.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, Tox, since he missed an episode, let's see how Tox has been since the last time you guys heard him.
Y'all thought you were gonna get fucking rid of me, huh? I was gonna come back.
I mean, what? Huh?
Nah. I was out cold with a little sickness there. I had some crazy fever going on. No COVID though. No COVID. It was just regular old sickness, a little fever. Hadn't got given the shakes and shit like that, sweats and whatnot. So just typical cold. I'm at the very, very tail end of it right now. So thank God, getting through it. And at the same time, I've been dealing with my exams and shit for school. So for the first, I guess it was funny enough, like the very first week that we decided to start like full blown doing all of our recordings and stuff like that. Of course, it had to have been the same week I'm starting up my exam.
Yeah.
So, the very first, I guess like the first episode we started recording, that's when my sickness hit. So I've been basically doing up my exams. I've gotten 3 out of the 4 done, so I've passed all of them up to date. So
yeah,
props to me for that one. I got one more to do tomorrow, and that's it for my exams. I'm all done. Then after that, I'm gonna have a 2-week period to begin studying for my interprovincial exam, which basically gives me my seal for my electrician. So that's gonna be fun 2 weeks for me. But I'll still be around. I'll still be doing recordings and shit like that. But I will be nose to the grindstone for a solid 2 weeks. That's been me.
another back and forth week. It seems like a lot of my homies are just struggling, but they making through. They here. So you know.
Shout out to
At least,
anxiety.
yeah, it's true. At least, how was your week been?
So my week's a little weird. My week doesn't start until, well, yesterday. Like
Mhm.
I work Tuesdays through Saturdays.
Mm.
So my weekends are Sundays and Mondays. So it kind of feels like my week just started. It's been a bit stressful because my work has been pretty short-staffed for like last few months.
Oh,
But other
Okay.
than that, it's been okay. I've been really enjoying Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Which I've been
Oh
playing
yes.
yeah.
for the first time. And then I was trying to start Parasite Eve, but it kept giving me tech issues. So I'll be starting that this week instead. Um, but yeah, I was pretty hyped last week because of Final Fantasy 16 trailers and then Resident Evil
Mhm.
4 trailer. So there's a lot that to be excited about. But yeah, I think same as everyone else, really, though. It's been a very stressful week, I would say, on the work end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They pushing through. They pushing through. Don't worry about
Mhm.
everybody.
We're trying.
Yeah. But me, my week has been all right. You know, I've been waking up. Surprisingly, everybody knows I wake up at like 1, 2. I've been waking up at like 11, 10, 9 sometimes, and I'm just like, what is happening?
That's progress.
Progress.
It's
Progress.
intentional progress. I didn't ask to do this. I'm just
Growth.
like, you know, all right. But yeah, it feels good. I wake up with energy and I go to sleep at like I don't like crash in the middle of like hanging out or stuff like that. So I'm just like, I don't know, maybe my body's getting used to it. So it is what it is. But yeah, the game news recently has been pretty hype ever since like last time we talked about it on episode 1. Uh, but yeah, it was exciting. Summer Games Fest is tomorrow.
No,
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
tomorrow or
yeah.
is it
Is it
next week?
tomorrow or
It's
is
There's
this
it
week. It's this
10th?
week. The 10th. Oh, Friday.
Oh
I think
shit.
I know there's some stuff on Monday too. I think it's like multiple days.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's like it's like other than Summer Games Fest, there's more stuff. I know there's a Capcom thing coming up too.
Yeah.
Yo, W Bucks.
Oh yeah, is
What?
Microsoft having something?
I think that's June 15th. I
Yeah,
don't know by
it's
heart. I
next
know it's
week.
next week, I
Yeah,
think.
it's next week. They're gonna be coming out and talking about a bunch of shit. But
Yeah.
it's weird too because like they haven't really discussed what they're going to be talking about. They just said they're having a conference, and we're like,
Yeah. When
Yeah.
was
all
the last
right,
time they had like a conference? Like what the
I
hell?
this is what the Xbox does. They just kind of sneak it in there, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about this and this and this, and everyone's like, what? what are you
When?
what are you talking about? We haven't seen anything. Like we haven't. There's nothing been discussed. There's nothing been teased. We don't have shit. So what are y'all talking about? And then all of a
Literally.
sudden they're like blast you with like everything all at once, and everyone's too stunned to even communicate properly. And we're like, we got shit to like look forward to.
Well, I mean, it also has to look good for us
Yeah,
to care, because if it's something that's like sleeper, the whole thing was a waste. So
yeah.
it's just like,
I believe. Copium.
They haven't let
yeah.
us
True.
down yet.
I'm
Uh,
I just
yeah.
want one thing. I just want one thing and that's it. And that's Fable. I just want Fable to come
I think
back.
I think we're too far out to see
Yeah, I'm
something.
gonna tell you this right now. We're not getting
No,
Fable
they're gonna
news.
show a trailer.
We're not
I
getting
believe.
Fable news for a
They
while.
showed a cinematic trailer, not like
That's
a
the
gameplay.
same cinematic they showed last year. They haven't even they
Yeah.
didn't even edit it.
Different.
They literally just copy
I believe.
pasted the same shit. I was so pissed when I saw that. I'm like, there's no way in hell that you guys have nothing. You guys won't even show us shit. The game's not even coming out until next year anyway. Like
If
I need
if
it.
even
eh,
that,
eh,
I need
if
it.
if
eh.
but yeah.
We'll see.
Other than that, yeah. I go outside, but not because I want to, it's because I have to. But
That's fair.
getting some sun rays, getting things like that. But yeah, recently, today, in fact, not when the episode is released, but when we record, Trigun is coming back. Pretty
Is it?
excited. Yeah, it's coming back.
Oh.
With the stuff they never animated back then
Yeah.
in the original anime, so that's pretty fucking hype. Vinland Saga was, season 2 trailer was shown today.
Tapped it.
Looks it looks incredible. If you guys haven't seen Vinland Saga, check it out. It's too sick.
Please.
Um, Chainsaw Man news soon, more sooner than we expect.
Need
It's like in
that.
it's like June. It's like this like late June, something like that. It's like a little
Oh shit.
conference table. Still holding out for other seasons of anime, but let me not say those names because I don't want to jinx myself and then ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been the running back of the week with my peeps over here. Now we just move into the portion of the interview section. Well, interview, but also having a conversation with our lovely special guest over here. Because, I watch her streams a lot because she's awesome and entertaining as hell. But these guys probably don't know her as much as, I do because me and Elise kind of bond over the same things. So it's like we just like have great conversations whenever she's streaming, and outside of streaming is when we're fangirling over stuff on Twitter, over news and stuff like that. So there she's great, but I want my homies here and you all out there listening to us to get to know her. So let's do that. We have some questions lined up. Hopefully, very good questions. Not like no basic questions. Some pretty nice questions. So I know Canty, you had some prepared.
I do. I
Yeah,
have
let's
a couple.
start off with you, and then let's head
Oh,
to Tox, and then we'll go to me with the questions. But first Canty's question, Tox questions. You guys understand.
man, now my question sounds basic, but I'll give it a shot. Here we go. So like cosplaying, like what made you get into cosplaying at least? Like what was like where it all began for you? Was it streaming that started for Twitch, or had you been doing cosplay for many years, conventions? Like where did it all begin for you?
So I have always like seen people cosplay. Just growing up, like I remember as I was into like anime and manga, because I've been into it since I was in middle school. I would see people do it at conventions and pictures, never like at my school or anything like that, or in public near me. But I thought it was cool. And my older sister would go to anime conventions and she would see cosplayers and take pictures with them and be like bring back the photos and show them. So it was always something I knew about, but I didn't actively participate in because I was very self-conscious and I didn't think I could pull off any of the characters that I liked. And as I got older, once I started streaming, because I started streaming in 2018, I didn't cosplay back then, but I met a lot of other creators who do also do cosplay, and one of them is my very good friend, Vampy Bit Me, also known as Linda. And she encouraged me to do it because I brought it up to her how like I really admired like all of the cosplays that she does, and I think she's so talented, and that I'd always wanted to do it, but I just didn't think that I could do it. And she was one of the people who just continually like pushed me to do it. And she said like just try it out, and if you like it, like keep doing it. Like if you find that you really love doing it and it makes you happy, just keep doing it. And so I did it. And I did really like it. And then I slowly like started doing more and more with it. So like at first I did cosplays with no wigs, like it was just my hair. And then I slowly started like adding like wigs, like contacts, going a bit crazier with the makeup and stuff. So I definitely really love it now. But yeah, I would say I only really started in 2020. So it's
Oh
only been about
wow.
2 years. Yeah.
That's so cool. What was your first cosplay, if you don't mind me asking?
So my first cosplay, the one that I call my first real cosplay, was Kyoko Kirigiri from Danganronpa.
Ooh.
Because she
Oh,
was the first
yeah.
one where I had like the wig, I had the whole outfit. I tried to do my makeup like her and everything. Um, I'm trying to think of like other characters where I had the cosplay, but I didn't do the wig and the makeup. I guess it would be like 2B. But I didn't do like I don't really count that since I didn't really cosplay her. It was just me in the costume.
Yeah.
So I would say my first real one would be Kyoko Kirigiri.
Yeah,
Oh,
because that was like that was the first one I ever saw. Because funny enough, when I saw that, Nicole, Honeybell, she was playing Danganronpa, and it
Oh,
was
that
like
is right.
I was like, what a weird coincidence. Like I think you rated Nicole, and then Nicole was like, oh my god, look at her cosplay, and then she's like, wow, it's crazy because I'm like playing Danganronpa, and I'm like, what? That's so funny, and then it's a great cosplay. I still
Mhm.
remember it, and I'm like, damn, that's sick. And then like the more cosplays I've seen you do, it's just like they've gotten better, and like they just look great. And I'm just like props to Elise, man. That shit is she's out here like 2 years into the cosplay stuff and like better than most people I've seen. It's just like, whew, it's great.
Yeah. Looks really, really cool. Honestly, I think the first one when I first discovered Elise, because I'm still new to her stream somewhat. I think it was either Jinx or what was the other one? Freaking it was from I don't think I forgot her name, but I think it was from Genshin. No, I don't think it's Genshin Impact. I think it was Danganronpa. Was there other characters that you were? I forgot. If you can correct me.
I have worn a lot, so here, like I've worn quite a few. So, close to when I wore Jinx, I also wore Bidou from Genshin Impact, and
There you
then
go.
around that time, I want to say I also wore Tsukishima from Haikyuu.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, I did Yae Miko from Genshin Impact as well around
Oh
that
yeah,
time
yeah.
too.
There.
hmm
Okay.
So there's been a number of them. Um, and I know when Nicole was playing the first Danganronpa, I was playing the third one. So that was
Oh,
the reason why I specifically was doing like all the Danganronpa cosplays, because while I played that game, I think I cosplayed the protagonist from Danganronpa V3. I cosplayed Maki from Danganronpa V3, Kokichi, Miyu.
yeah.
So
Oh
many
wow.
characters. Danganronpa
That's
has a
sick.
lot of characters, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah,
That's
you
so
gotta have a
sick.
lot of characters to kill off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
I couldn't get into
makes
it
sense.
though. It looks cool.
It is what it is. You know, it's not for
hmm
everybody.
But
I
But
think it's a fun series, but the thing is unlike modern visual novels now where they're fully voice acted, Danganronpa is only voice acted for certain parts. So
Mhm.
it just becomes
mm,
very tedious for the player because you have to like either read everything out loud or it's just you reading a lot of the time. And I can understand why that's not like everybody's thing. I
Mhm.
love the games,
mm,
but I just feel like now that all visual novels are fully voice acted for the most part, or a lot of them are. I know Ace Attorney isn't. Um,
yeah.
that kind of puts those like a tier above Danganronpa, in my opinion.
hmm Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense. I mean, I think I got into Ace Attorney just because it looked cool. Uh, would I like some voice acting? Because I think most of the characters are great. Sure, but it's like I guess it's kind of like that thing I just got used to with them not having voice actors and them just saying like, Phoenix saying objection and hold that, stop it right there, and kind of got just used to that. So,
hmm
but I like watching people play Danganronpa because whenever like they kill somebody or they find somebody guilty and they watch the death scenes, they're like, "Whoa, what
Mhm.
the hell? What the fuck? Like that was OD for no reason." And
Yeah.
then the teddy bear is
hmm
just one of the most savage
He's a
people
demon.
ever.
He is.
I
He
don't know what
literally
he is, but he
is.
is.
looks very evil. I'm like, I don't like
I
him.
love Monokuma.
He's
Oh,
I
okay.
cosplayed Monokuma too.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
you see what I
That's
mean,
I
so
bro?
did like
sick.
the
She's so good, bro. Like you just
Right.
forget, and then like you say the character's name. She's like, I cosplayed them too. I'm like, bro.
It's so like, I mean, is it hard? Like, I feel like it's a hard to like put on the outfits and everything, like contacts, wigs. Like, is it like a process for you, like for doing cosplay like this every time you stream?
say yes. It's why normally I try to limit it to like two or like one cosplay stream a week. If I do it because some cosplays are easier to put on than others. Like for example, like Tsukishima, I can use like my natural hair for it. So I was doing just a female version of that character. And the outfit is just a little like volleyball uniform. So it's not like as many accessories. Whereas like Mona or Beidou or like any of the Genshin Impact characters really, they have like several accessories you have to put on that you have to like wrap stuff around your leg. You have to put things on like the one piece bodysuit. Like Beidou's has a cape that goes over it, a one piece, like thigh high like portion. Like it has a
hmm
lot. So it's like some of them are like a whole thing to put on.
Yeah.
Jinx, for example, is like multiple different pieces, but then her makeup takes me like an hour and a half
Oh my
to like
god.
2 hours
Jesus.
to do. So it really just depends on the character because a lot of them don't take that long for makeup either. It just depends on like how do I want to do that character's makeup because it's really up to the person's interpretation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it kind of depends on the character. Um, I've always wanted to do like a Gyotaro cosplay from Demon Slayer, but that one would take hours to prepare for because of all the makeup on the face.
Oh, true.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm not an expert. Who's your favorite character in Demon Slayer? I forgot her name. She's amazing.
It's her profile
It's
picture.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I'm not an expert.
Roji. It's
Yeah.
There you go.
okay. It's okay because unless you're a manga reader, she hasn't had a lot of screen time yet anyway. So she doesn't get a lot of screen time until the next arc. So I'm not surprised that people don't really know her yet.
Yeah.
But she's having her moment soon, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, the
I
arc
love her.
the season they announced recently
Yeah.
it's her arc.
Mhm.
Her and
I'm so
Sleepy Boy. No,
Muchiro.
yeah. So yeah.
hmm
Nice.
I'm a big fan of Demon Slayer, and I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't done as
Yeah.
many Jujutsu Kaisen cosplays as I probably could have, but I never
Mhm.
want to cosplay any of like the well, that's not true. There's one female character that I would like to cosplay from it. I
Who
don't
would
think
it
I'm a good
be?
Nobara, and I don't think I'd make a good Maki.
I think you
Um,
could
Oh,
kill
but
Maki.
yeah.
thanks.
You
But
You
can.
probably
I
do.
love Mei Mei. I will
Oh,
do
man,
Mei Mei
yeah,
with the
She's
she's
braid.
cool.
She's cool. And then I've done Gojo.
yeah,
I
female
Um,
Gojo.
the
love your
Mhm.
female
Gojo.
Gojo.
Your Gojo's
Thank
so
It
you.
cool.
was so casual too. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, this is so
I
cool.
I love the fit so much. When you posted, I'm like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. it was between Gojo and Nanami, and I asked my friend group, who should I do, like Nanami or Gojo? And they all responded. My best friend responded with no hesitation. It took a second. You don't really have Nanami energy. You have more Gojo energy. And I did not know how to take that at first. Because I was like, what does that mean? No hesitation. You're more Gojo. You're not Nanami. Okay.
I guess he means like you're really goofy. Like, at least the goofy side of
Yes.
Gojo.
Yes.
So
Yes.
because Nanami is super like chill and he's like not angry, he's more annoyed. And like I guess that you
Mhm.
don't give off that energy. But I've seen people still cosplay Nanami because he's a fantastic character.
He's a very
He's
passive
very
aggressive guy.
cool.
But that was that's a funny response. It's like not even 5 seconds pass by. No,
Yeah.
no, no, you're not Nanami. I
Oh,
was so rude.
they were really I honestly took it as like a compliment kind of way because I had asked like either or, right? Like I couldn't
Mhm.
really do both because the cosplays are not cheap either. They're expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
True.
So the biggest thing is if when I did Gojo, I could just use pieces from my closet. Because that's what all of the like the pants and the shirt, all of it, that was stuff from my closet. The only thing I bought was like the contacts, white makeup for like the like white eyeliner and white
Mhm.
Yeah.
mascara and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then the wig. So like
Mhm.
Gojo and the sunglasses. I got the sunglasses. So all of Gojo stuff was way inexpensive in comparison to Nanami, where I would need like
A
the
whole
suit
suit,
pants,
a
the shirt, the
specific tie.
tie,
Mhm.
suspenders, and then like
He has
I
his
wasn't sure if I
glasses,
could
and then
use my
like
natural hair, but yeah, there were a lot of accessories. So I don't think they meant it in like a mean way. It actually was just funny to me because what it meant was they were so sure that I was as silly as Gojo
mhm.
that they like responded back with no Gojo. So
That's
I'm
cool.
fine with it because I thought it was very sweet. It was just like, oh, that's sweet. Okay, Gojo it is. Because I'm not. My friends joke with me all the time that I have a very specific taste in anime characters, but it's nothing like myself. So all the characters that I like are like my favorite Demon Slayer character, like a male character, is
Mhm.
Gyu.
Oh
Um,
Oh,
boy,
The
hell
main
yeah,
man
it's
you.
my
That's what's
dude.
up.
nah, he
mhm.
badass. I fuck
Yeah.
with him.
The man who doesn't get screen time. I'm
Yeah.
so
Barely.
mad, bro.
Barely. Like
He
ever.
he's fine. He'll get some eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, he
And then
will.
It's not enough.
and and then Levi is my other favorite main character in Attack on
You.
Titan. He's
Fitting.
great.
I know
And
you love Levi.
then it's true. And then I love who else? Who's another like oh Megumi. Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen is my favorite.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um
Yeah.
but they're all the Brody, like, moody, would not wanna talk to you about anything, would never, like, open
sassy.
up to you about anything.
Yeah.
The
And
quiet one.
but I love them. They're great. I think they're
Mhm.
wonderful. But they're
Mm.
nothing like me. That's not, like, how I am at all.
Mm.
So
I don't know if it's the opposite for me. Like my favorite female character is like who like Neptune from Sailor Moon, right? Yeah, like
Yes, sir.
she's the opposite of me. Like she's like super bubbly and like not dumb, but like very clumsy. And I guess like that's not me. And I guess like I love I do love Maki. She's like a badass. She's what I want to be, but I'll never be there. I love Nobara
same.
too. She's fantastic. Um there's just a lot like Mirako is great too. Princess Nabi from Fire Force. Maki from Fire Force. Like they're all sick, but they're nothing like me. But I guess the male characters I like Yuji. Yuji's my favorite, one of my favorite pro tags, but also he's one of my favorite characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just I see him as me, like the way he dealt with everything he's been through in the show. Like I feel like that's what I would have done. Like chronologically, what he did when he went through, how he deals with it, and like his
Mhm.
like nonchalant about it. I'm like, yeah, that's why I like him so much. But obviously there's no male character in Jujutsu Kaisen I hate unintentional. Like if I'm supposed to hate them, sure. But if like I don't need to hate them, I pretty much like them. Like I like all the villains, so it is what it is.
So,
Man.
what we learned right now is that
Mhm.
you would have eaten the finger.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we learned. Okay.
100% this man would have eaten that on
I
site.
mean, it's
No
not because I
hesitation.
know it would have given me powers. It was just been like the easy solution. Like I'm about to lose this important thing that this dude told me to hold on to.
You
Might
know
as
what's
well.
so funny though?
Mm,
You've
Um,
read the manga, right?
yeah, yeah.
'Cause it's so different in the manga. In the manga, there's no threat whatsoever. In the
No.
anime, he's about to get like eaten, and he's like, "I gotta eat this finger. I gotta eat this finger." And then I read the manga later, and he literally just goes,
No, yeah, he just
"Okay."
chomps on it and like
That was all.
That
because
was
I was
thought.
reading the manga. I read the manga afterwards. I'm like, I see. I was like, all right, well, I guess this is a
I
little
love
different.
Itadori.
Yeah,
He's so funny.
he's my boy, and he also takes cues from like my favorite protagonist in anime, Ichigo from Bleach. Which Bleach
yeah.
is one of my favorite
Oh,
series. And Gege, he takes a lot of inspirations from Bleach, just because like it's a super like a lot of anime take things from Bleach because Bleach does a lot of things right. And I don't know, I would seem like they're almost the same character, not like
Alex, you're gonna hate me. I
mm,
dropped Bleach.
What?
it's fine. It's
Oh.
because you know what it is. You know what it is.
Oh.
It's not
Pause.
like when you get into anime and you have a certain taste of anime and like you have a certain like perspective and like mindset of like what you already like. Because I'm sure like you've been watching anime for a long time and it's like you
Yeah.
know what you like. So it's like I understand when people don't like
Mhm.
it, but I don't like it when people never seen Bleach and they talk the most amount of shit just because they see it online. But I'm like, if you drop it, it is what it is. I'm not gonna care. Like
Mm.
I
I
think it's
like it.
one of the it's definitely one of those things where it's like some things click with people and they like the characters and they like the
Hmm.
story, etc. Other
Yeah.
times it just doesn't click for people. Like out of all the big 3, I read Naruto, I tried to read Bleach, and then I have read One Piece.
Hmm.
Naruto I stayed up to date with. That was a wild ride.
True.
I made memes for that because I thought it was wild. Where's Yamato is forever my favorite meme when he just forgot about Yamato for like several chapters, and I was just like, please, this character.
Yeah, it
I'm
was it
like,
was such a drastic from like part one Naruto to Shippuden, and I was just like, oh, all
But
right,
then like
well,
I love One Piece. I think One Piece is good.
mhm.
I know a lot of people don't like the art style.
Yeah.
Um,
All the manga, yeah, true,
yeah. Well, and for the anime, I guess, because like the anime starts out rough, but it's old. So I'm just kind of like, it is older. It started a long time ago, if you
yeah.
think about it.
But now
It's
they just been
gotten
popping
better,
off, yeah, but they
but
popping off later with episodes.
I think Bleach is okay. The only
Mhm.
thing for me was it just didn't in the way that those 2 series like captured me and like pulled me in and we're like, okay, care about these characters and their stories. I just never got that with Bleach, and that's okay. It happens.
Mhm.
But I do have very specific tastes. Like
Yeah.
when I like something, I never like it in a chill way. I have to go full obsessive. Like, I think for Jujutsu Kaisen alone, I have a Sukuna hoodie, I have a Gojo hoodie, I have a Megumi hoodie, I have an Inumaki hoodie. I
It's so funny.
God, how else do what else do I have from that show? I think that might be it. That's all the hoodies. But like I don't like things in a chill way. The only show that I don't have a lot of hoodies from is Demon Slayer, but that's because they don't have a lot of Mitsuri or Giyu stuff. It's like all Tanjiro.
Yeah, some of the merch is
Yeah.
just
And
like to like
Rengoku.
Tanjiro or Nezuko, and I'm just like,
Yeah, they really don't have
I
a big
really-
selection.
like give me some more Tengen merch, bro. Like that's my boy. That's the
Oh,
dude. So
you
I don't know.
do?
So yeah, I don't know. I guess for Bleach, when I first watched it, it was like I've already seen like Dragon Ball and like Naruto and Cowboy Bebop and Trigun. So I'm like,
Mhm.
I watched it and I was like, all right. The music is like back then I was like a big music guy and I still am. But I'm like, I like the theme song. Obviously, it's a classic, the first opening.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
But I don't know. I just like I like the vibe of it, and I like what they like the whole Soul Reaper stuff. Like that's interesting.
Mhm.
Like I don't think pirates are that interesting until you do crazy stuff. Like One Piece is my least favorite of the three, but that's
Rip.
just because Part One Naruto to me is perfect. I love Part One Naruto, minus the fillers, obviously, but like Part One Naruto is just incredible. But even that is my second favorite of the big three. Obviously, Bleach is my favorite because I was so interested in the Soul Reaper stuff and I wanted to know more. And like obviously, I'm never gonna tell somebody keep watching it so you can get interested. No, if you don't like it from the start, I don't care. But like I don't know, I just wanted to know more. And then once you get to like Hueco Mundo and you get to Soul Society, or not obviously not in the order, but like when you like watch it through, and then like the final battle with Aizen, and you know the Thousand Year Blood War from the manga, it's just like it's interesting. I don't know, I like it. I like swords more than like guns and shit like that. You know, people love their like flashy magic boom stuff in anime. It has to be good for me. So I'm more of like a
Mhm.
physical fighter and like a sword guy, and like ninjas are cool. Magic is cool when it's like not over like busted, like overdone, and I'm just like, it's just okay. But yeah, I don't know. It kind because obviously there wasn't anything else at the time I was watching Bleach, like when it first came on for me, and then like when I started watching, and like I started watching like Full Metal Alchemist, and then like I started seeing like this all the other stuff going around, and I was like sick. And then like I don't know, I just like Bleach is like kind of my standard for it. I'm like, if you don't get me as hype as like you was with Bleach at like some of these episodes, like some of these boss battles, some of these like key moments in the arcs, I can't really watch it. And I like a lot of anime. There's not really anime I hate, but you know, if there's a falling off
Yeah.
point for an anime, I'll have to like it will have to be really bad for me to drop it. So
See, I just drop things because anime is not easy to watch and read anymore for me. So I feel like if I'm not invested anymore enough to like watch it, I'll drop it. But I will say this. My favorite series and like my favorite genre, I feel like are different because like I like shonen to a degree, but by the time that I actually read Naruto, I personally felt like it was very shallow. And what I mean by
Yeah.
that is like all of the female characters start out at a great point and then they all like just
Fizzle.
and
Yeah.
the old like and it's just like that's so sad. They just fizzle into nothing and they just don't have any like great development for me unless it's to become an interest of a male character. And that's a bad thing for me. But I also just didn't really like that like it really became about like these very powerful like Sasuke and Naruto and like the characters that I cared most about that I thought were like, oh cool, like they don't have something that's like super powerful and just like inherited or like whatever. They end up being kind of like pushed to the side no matter like how smart or talented they are. It doesn't matter because they didn't get this like god blood cool
Yeah.
Naruto is
Jutsu,
literally
and I'm like,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
100%.
but and I think that's why like I like One Piece because when it comes to devil fruits, it's not necessarily something that you inherit from your family. It's like you consume, and everybody has this opportunity to like find these devil fruits and gain those abilities. So I like that like it's not tied to that in any way. I also like how One Piece has created more of like a complex plot where it's like it started out as these pirates that are just looking for treasure, but it's become so much more than that as the story has like grown and developed. And I like that. One of my biggest things with Oda that I always compare to Kishimoto is Kishimoto and Shippuden constantly would forget about like where like forget characters. Yamato, number one. What happened? Why did we forget this man? He did not
Yeah.
deserve that, but like
He turned
literally
into a tree.
forgotten. He like
Yo, that's
just
fucked
forgets
up.
this man. Just forgets this man. But like Oda will be like, remember this character from this chapter back in like the first like arc? Back. I'm like, how do you remember that this person even exists? It's like all planned. I imagine him to be like Charlie and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the like wall with like red lines everywhere. That's
Yeah.
Oda with his plans for One Piece. It's all connected. He just has it all
Oh.
planned out and it's crazy. But that's why I
Yeah.
love One Piece is because like you can tell he meticulously like thinks these things out, which is wild to me. But
Yeah.
I also love magic. I am a big softie for magical girl anime. It's one of my favorite genres in the whole world. So
Oh,
I'm sorry, physical fighters are cool, but nothing beats Madoka Magica, Sailor Moon.
That's real.
We got Tokyo Mew Mew, like
Oh, brother.
all these beautiful people. Like, oh my god, I love magical girl anime. I could go on a whole thing about it. I think it's so good. Tokyo Mew Mew was my first manga.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. But I do love anime with fight scenes. But like for example, like one of my favorite manga series is Tokyo Ghoul. I don't talk about the anime. I don't want to
The
think about it.
That's fair.
Go Tokyo Ghoul, man. I love it so much.
It's so good.
I wish it
But-
never had an anime. That's one of the manga I wish never had an anime because I'm just like, man, it's not what it could be.
It could have been better, but
It should have been so gritty, so scary, so horror like.
They literally fucked everything up. I mean, so the first season was cool, but holy shit, the second season went south so fast.
Like everybody just like the nostalgia of the opening really just sets people like, no, the first season was great. I'm like, get the first opening out of your head and then tell me that season was great. And they're like, now that I think about it, I'm just like, then I'm like, what's the point, bro? Like, read the manga, please. It's so interesting. And
the manga's better by far.
Absolutely.
It's by default, it's better. Oh, it's such a tragedy.
It's hard though, because like I feel like a lot of it is just they can't ever make like to me personally, I feel like they fumbled it too bad that like now if they tried to make another one, it already just doesn't have the right word of mouth around it that like would make people want to watch it. Like they would have to like completely redo everything, and I don't know if they'd be willing to do it. I would like them to do it. But I feel like it falls into the same realm as Berserk, where like Berserk has had the 90s anime, which wasn't so bad. But then everything else afterwards, even the movies I would argue aren't that bad. But that's a series where they've tried to do it, but I still think the manga's better. So
oh yeah, hell yeah. What like I think the movies are something like they just did just because I don't think they tried to like match the peak of the 90s anime, so they just did the movies. I do enjoy them. Obviously it isn't the anime, at least the first one. And then when they came out with the 2016 anime, I was just like, oh no, this is not how you do the Black Knight.
Was it really that bad? Because I never seen it.
So
it was
bad.
really bad. I don't think you want to know.
Not even just CG wise, like minus the CG, like the story was just rushed and like awful.
Oh wow.
Everyone was looking forward to it, and then it just became a disaster. And it was
because
really sad.
because the trailers make it seem like you see guts in his black his black armor, his fucking Black Knight shit, and he looks badass running around killing people, and it's just like, man, this shit looks awful. And then like it looks so bad you don't even pay attention to the story, and it's just like, why?
I never understood
You're doing
that.
this man so dirty.
Like how do creators do that? They have the blueprint for what they need to do. They have the storyline done.
Literally have the blueprint.
And they have
It's just
everything
the
ready. And then when they come into the studio and it's a matter of just animation and throwing it in there. And that's the part that you mess up is the story? When you already have it written, that's like having the cheat sheet in front of you in front of a test, and then you still failing. You still failing that test. Meanwhile, you had the TG. Like,
You have the sad thing is you say that, but it's been happening in the anime industry for a very long time.
No, yeah, people
Soul
still get it.
Eater,
No, that's
Blue
true.
100%.
Exorcist
Ages.
season
100%
1.
agree.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
it's so sad. Like
I was
all
gonna
of the
start that.
series, Blue Exorcist season 1, just skip the last 2 episodes and you're fine.
Don't
Oh, true.
remind me. Oh, I love
Oh,
Blue
yeah,
Exorcist
true,
You
true.
just
so
skip
I'm not
the
much.
you just
I'm
don't
not
watch the
gonna watch
last
it
2
now.
episodes and you go into season 2. You
just
just
gonna
don't
check
watch
that
the
off
last
the
2
list.
Bro, the
episodes.
last 2 episodes are so
No,
infuriating. You got no idea.
the rest of this first season, perfect. It's just
Good.
the last 2 episodes that they were like, what if we decided to make our own plot and we just did our own thing?
Yeah,
And then they
it's-
did season 2 and they like, I kid you not, in season 2 it acts like it never happened. Like it just doesn't exist
Oh yeah,
because
they
it was
brush it
that
off. They
bad.
brush it off. They
They
make it
just
never
don't
happen. Yeah.
It just never happened.
That's
Like they just it's that bad. It was
Just
so
a,
bad.
wow.
another case of the anime ruining,
Because it's not even the
completely
type of
going off.
change. It's not the type of change that's good. Like you know how some anime would like kind of shift something,
Mm.
and it'll like the ending will be like, you know, it wasn't bad. It could have been better, and then you realize like, oh, what the fuck? That wasn't even the real ending. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Well, I mean,
Like Soul Eater. Soul Eater's
you could
ending
you
is
could ask
terrible.
you
It's
could
not
ask like
terrible.
avid
It's bad.
you could ask like
It's not
avid manga
terrible.
readers and be like, oh, when was it better when the anime deviated from the manga? Like how many people are honestly going to agree with that? Like how many times? Like, can you count on like one hand how many times the anime actually was better
No, you
because it
can't.
deviated? Like, no, you can't. Because there's a reason why the manga did so well was because of the fucking story. Like, it was a beautiful story that they wrote and everything they put into it. And then all of a sudden, now the
Mhm.
anime's like, nah, we got animation. We got animation. No one's gonna fucking watch it if they can't follow 2 and 2. Like, they're not gonna really. They're just gonna watch it for the the special effects going up in front of your face. That's it. And then they're just gonna forget the rest.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I don't know.
Honestly, that
It's
just
sad.
takes me back. That
You know
just
how
takes me
much I
back
love
to.
Blue Exorcist, bro. It hurts so much. Like, cause I read it
Nah.
before I watched it. Like the cover of the first volume of the manga was like, it's Rin, but like he's like dripped out. He got the sword. He's like he's like half in his demon mode with the ears. I'm like, dude, what is this? I read it and then I saw the anime. I was like, dude, the music banger, characters awesome, villain makes sense. The 2
What?
pro tags, the brothers, so relatable, amazing. And then you get to the last 2 episodes, and it's just like,
Like, what the fuck is
where do we
this?
go from here? And then you watch the movie. The movie's cool. I like the movies. And then like you watch season 2, and I feel like the season 2 suffered because people found out that the ending to season 1 doesn't match the manga. So I feel like that's where season 2 got hurt, and like I don't know if we'll ever get a season 3.
I think
Because it's
season 2 suffered because they released it years later, I think
Yeah.
was the problem. Like, the thing is they didn't know that they were gonna have a season 2, but it
Yeah.
released, like, several years later, and I think what a lot of people don't realize is in the anime community for a very long time, it's been like this, but there is a lot of, like, recency bias in the sense of, like, an anime is popular for the time that it's out, and then once it's gone, if it doesn't get back like that footing of popularity that it had, it will not be successful again. And I feel like the only one that I've seen that went on like a break for a long period of time and then had its second season was like Attack on Titan, which had like the 4-year break in between
Yeah,
season
4
1 and season
years.
2, and then it like burst into popularity again. But like most anime, that does not happen if you have
Yeah.
a break of 4 years, because within that time period, you have so many new seasons and new series coming out. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Dress Up Darling was just last season. It feels like it was 2 seasons ago with the way that people have moved on so quickly from Marin to Yor. Like, people just
brother.
jumped
Mhm.
so fast. Like, it's
That's
like
facts.
she was so beloved. And that's why I just feel like that wasn't that long ago. I kid you not, that was maybe like 2 months ago? Like,
Yeah,
like
Dress Up
when you
Darling,
think
like a
about
month
it,
ago, right?
it's
Something like that.
yeah, it's crazy though because it doesn't feel like it was 2 months ago. It feels like it was forever ago. But that's
I think
just
it's
how
just
fast things move.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it's also like the waifu effect, because obviously, it's like aside from like being a girl or a woman or like very attractive, it's just weird. Like they move on from like waifu to waifu, and then like obviously it's a hot season. Like obviously whenever Dress Up Darling has a season 2, people will come back. But I feel like,
100%.
but it's just like it's weird. Like, is that really the notion you go by? Like a lot of people. Obviously, I was reading Spy X Family way before the anime even was a thought in people's brains. And it was fantastic. I love it's nice, chill, wholesome, everything like that. But I'm like, why do people latch on to one aspect? I'm like, yes, Yor is amazing, duh. But
Yep.
like Lloyd is incredible as like a dad, but also like a trained killer. Anya is like the sweetest person that you need to protect and like watch out for, and then she also has like a companion dog who's he's the best boy. He's great. But it's just like people latch on to Yoruba just because she's a hot, female that can kill. And people are like, oh, I need that. And it's just like, what? And then like I was the same thing with Dress Up Darling. She was great. I think she's probably the best character in season 1. Obviously, because it's her fucking anime. But I don't know, it's just like people latch like obviously Attack on Titan. Who do you know from Attack on Titan that everybody will agree on? That they love so
Oh,
much.
that's okay. Here's the thing, though. Attack on Titan is complicated because I will never forget in Kimmy's stream, I submitted a confession because she put a poll on her Instagram story that said, like, did you think that Eren was justified? To which I was like, no.
Oh.
I'm like, excuse me? Hold on.
Very different
Wait,
opinion.
pause.
Oh,
Oh, no, here's the thing. And I explained this during her stream. There's a very big difference between saying that you understand why somebody came to the decision that they did and saying that they were justified. I understand why Eren makes the decision that he does and why he comes to the conclusion that that's the only solution. I do not agree or think that it was justified the way that he decided to do it. When you say that what he did is justified, you are basically saying that the murder of a ton of innocent people was justified.
Yeah.
That's not like that's
Yeah.
the, and that's
No.
what-
Well,
that's the problem.
because justification is built off of your off of morality. That's all that is, right? It's off of your own decision of what's right and wrong. That's what a
Obviously,
justification
his morality
is,
changed
right?
ever since the beginning, because he like went through so much turmoil. Obviously, trauma doesn't excuse
Oh,
you for being
wow.
a fucking terrible
No,
person.
it doesn't.
I don't know. I feel
doesn't.
like
If
his.
it will.
I feel
No,
like his.
it can't, because what he went through, awful, right?
Mhm.
But doing that to people who never did anything to Eren doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. But obviously, I understand that what Eren did, it was right for him. It wasn't obviously morally or like, it's not right in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of people lost their lives because they exist essentially. But like, I understand Eren. I like villain Eren. Villain Eren is great, but what he did wasn't.
It wasn't the wave.
Exactly.
It wasn't the
That's the
annoying
thing. It's
people.
just the word that that's why the word that's chosen is so important, because it's like saying that he's justified, that you are like, that's essentially saying like, yeah, his actions were justified.
You
which,
agree
like,
with mass murder, essentially.
and that's why I'm just like, but that is just that's what the word justified, like, I mean,
Means.
when you say that's justified, that is what that word means, which is why I always say, like, just choose a different word. Like, just say that you understand why he did it. Just say that you sympathize with how he came to, like, rationalize those decisions. But justifying it, we don't. You can like when a character, and this is the thing that I always say with villain characters too, because like, I like Mahito as a villain in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think he's a good character, but I like him as a villain. But I'm never going to sit there and try to defend the wrongdoings of that character and be like, no, like, he did it for this reason, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, you can like a character even though they do a bad thing. It doesn't, like, they're a fictional character, so it's like, for me, you can still like say like, I wouldn't do what Eren did. I understand why he did it. I wouldn't do it. You can, but saying that it's justified is kind of taking it a whole nother step, because I'm like, I can't justify it in my brain. Maybe other people can try to justify it, but I'm like, I can't do that in my brain.
If you justify it, that's also saying like he was right, which
yes,
and that's
which
also like
manga tells you that
he
he's
had the only
not.
option.
I
So,
mean,
like,
you can go any which way, and you can be like, you can try to justify it as much as you want. I mean, even for him, like in an aspect, his goal from a child never changed. The only thing that changed was his experience and the knowledge that he gained on how to make that goal a reality. His shit never changed from he was a fucking a kid. From the day he's like, I gotta kill all of them. Now, the way he was gonna go about doing that, that might have changed. Why? Because he literally could see what was happening, what had happened, everything. He saw it all, everything. So I think that's where people start getting a little twisted on, is because they're like, oh well, he knew about everything. If they were all coming for him, it's kill or be killed. I mean,
bro.
is it though? Does it have to be though?
It's just
Nah,
like the
it
that's just like the
really
worst
does.
mentality to have because it's like he's doing it because in his world, in his mind, at least to him, this is the only option for him,
it's getting
I
deep.
guess. Yeah, but
This
I
is
think the biggest
well-
issue too is that we don't know what he saw either, like in
Yeah.
full,
True.
because
No, you
he
don't know.
control like so we can't really say that he saw himself get attacked. He may not have seen any of that and was just hell bent on doing his own thing. So I'm like, I truly don't. I think it's very difficult to like argue justifications with something that none of us have, like we can't prove like what he saw in the future or anything like that. So I think that's a difficult thing. But I don't know. I just think Aaron's a very complicated character, a very messed up dude.
I mean, he did what he said he was gonna do. He said he was
Yeah.
going to protect his
Yeah.
and his own. He said that, and it's funny how throughout the anime you hear him specifically say that he's going to protect the people he loves, his and his own, aka basically the island, right? Like everyone that he was there, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, we don't know why he's doing this. We don't know why he would kill." Because he said, "If you with me, you good. Everyone else, go the fuck on or die. You choose." Probably gonna die anyway because he's like, if you're not going to accept us and agree to what we're doing, then you're gonna choose an ultimatum. And you don't have to hold that. You don't have to hold that. He basically just said, hold my nuts to everybody. And yeah. Like
It's real.
he literally
That's true.
he just put it on the table and that was it. He's like, you know what? Deal with it. And
Yeah, and it's also like the Attack on Titan world is like fuck that place. Like I would
oh
never.
my
I would never.
God,
No,
nah,
that's a
nah,
shithole.
get me out of
I
there.
would never want to live there.
It's a
I will say
shithole.
this.
Oh, my
I
God,
gotta
so-
say, throughout all the seasons of Attack on Titan, not once did I care about Aaron. No offense.
you.
He's
Thank
he's
you.
a
Thank you. I
It's
don't care.
it's the thing is did I pay attention to him sometimes? But the thing is I loved Mikasa, I loved Armin, I loved Levi, and I was like, Aaron's okay. He's kind of there. He's fine. He's got his goal. And then the show just kept like becoming crazier and crazier and crazier. And then we get to like the final season. I read it because I was tired of the final season.
Yeah, like most.
So
yeah,
I got
like other
tired of
people, yeah.
that. So I just read it and I was just like, cool. But I
Dude,
have
we
to say,
Bird Gang,
Go.
Bird Gang. Oh, bro. Oh man, it's so funny.
I think what really set Aaron off, and this is totally in jest before any Aaron fans get mad at me. I don't need Jaegerists on my hands.
Oh God.
I think what set him off fully was when Mikasa was like, "We're friends," or "No, we're family." What am I to you? We're family.
Oh,
Yo, really hit him with the Vin Diesel quote.
the family zone, bro. That's crazy.
Hit him with the
me
Vin
when she was
Diesel
like,
line.
"We're family." I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
god."
so bad.
Man,
But
like
yeah,
I don't
know.
I think
He was cool
okay.
in season 4, but I
He
just didn't
was.
care about him until season 4 when he like made himself president, you know?
Yeah,
Alright,
I'm telling you, villain Aaron is the best version of Aaron, but he's still not the best character. So
let me take the heat. Let
No,
me
that's
take the heat.
Levi. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take the
Exactly.
heat for Attack on Titan now because
bro.
I really think season 2 is boring as shit. I hated
Damn.
season 2.
People
I
think
just
season 2 is boring, right?
oh absolutely. I think season 2 is boring as hell.
I feel like that's like a general consensus, no? Like,
But
Yeah.
season
I feel
3
like
is
no
like
one.
I love season 3. Season 3
Here's
is
the
great.
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like no one gave the shit about Eren. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I'm not a huge fan of Attack on Titan. I think it's a cool build up for the series as well. But like, it was never like really my cup of tea. I think Levi's an amazing character. My favorite moment in Attack on Titan is Levi's Ova episode of his past. That is my favorite episode of Attack on Titan.
Mhm.
And I feel like no one gave the shit about Eren literally till the new season. Because everyone liked the side characters. Like Levi was like the main icon for a beginning of Attack on Titan. No,
For
like he was like
years.
he was the shit. He was the badass, getting shit done, attacking all the Titans and shit. And like everyone's like, you see Eren crying, like me and my powers, and like
My
he's
family.
he's like my family. Oh, I can't stop biting my thumbs. And then like it's just continuing forward. It's just like it's a cool story. But it's hard. It was hard for me to get into. I think season 3 picked up real good as well. I think like learning more and like how it built up to the newest seasons, like it's really fucking cool. And another thing too is like back to like Aaron's right and shit. Twitter was wild that day because I don't know what was going on. They're like, "Yo, spit Aaron, world domination. That's crazy." I'm just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Twitter was
And then
exposing all of you.
people were showing true colors that day.
that day. Oh my god.
That's the
And
worst day to be on Twitter, if I'm gonna be real with you.
this shit was
Wait,
trendy for a couple
what
days
part?
too. When just people were like, "Yo, Aaron, world domination, you spitting
When he,
facts,
like,
king.
declared his
Say louder
plans
in the
and stuff like
back."
that.
They're like,
Oh
"Yeah."
yeah. Oh my god.
The
And
was
then
IRL
rough.
Jagerist came out.
Dude, the people who like would actually like start a war over some bullshit, that's when you knew those people were on Twitter. Because they were like,
Yo.
You mean
yeah,
the flock kitties?
domination.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
The ones that are like, I love. You know what? Whenever somebody is just like, yeah, Aaron's totally right. Sometimes I just want to be like, so you agree with Flock, right? That's who. That's your.
Exactly.
That's your
Flock
man.
pissed me off more
But-
than anything. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was
There was another
Nobody likes
scene
Flock is a
Flock.
little
too.
shit, bro.
All my
There was
homies hate
another
Flock.
there was another scene too. It was in the beginning of season 4. This is just, I guess considered spoilers, like the beginning episodes of the newest season.
Man, this shit's been out for a while, bro.
It's
Spoiler.
been- if you ain't
I
I
watched
watched
think
it.
our whole
Keep-
conversation has been spoiled.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, if there's
Right.
spoilers in this, don't hit. I'm kidding. Like,
No, but people, I think she did nothing wrong. People are gonna shit on me for this one.
Who,
Gabby was just keeping it real.
Nah, fuck that little shit, bro. Bugging.
Okay, here's the
I'm
thing.
so on the
Here-
fence
here-
about Gabby.
I am not. Here's the thing. Gabby sucked at first, and
Mhm.
here's my reasoning. I get that she's a mirror of Aaron, but I think the issue is that she comes off like such a little shit. I mean, in the
Yes.
nicest way possible. Because when they get to like Parody, right, and they're like in the girl's house, and they're trying to like be cool, and she just like blows a gasket and it's like, no, we're devils. I'm like, okay, girl, can you just like maybe internalize for a
down.
second and just process what's in front of your face? Like, just internalize it. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I think for me, even though I get that she's a mirror image of Aaron, and I do think she improved over time, I think it was just a hard pill to swallow at first because we did not get a ton of time in their area, and like we didn't really know them. Like when you first crash land into like season 4, it's just like, here's a cast that you don't know, and we're all like, who the hell are these people? Did I miss a season?
100%.
Unless you read the manga, in which case you would know. So you don't really have any attachment, and I don't think we had a lot of time to build the attachment. So I think the intended purpose of Gabby to be like, ah, yes, she's the mirror of Aaron. She's Aaron. When
man.
he saw his mom get eaten, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But we did not have as much of a connection to her as we did to Aaron. I also think like, unlike Aaron, who was more childlike when you first meet him in season 1, she's being trained to be like a soldier and is like bragging all the time about how great she is. And it's very different, in my opinion. Like, they're similar but different. Like, I felt like Aaron was a bit more humble in his attitude. Like, he wanted to be a scout, but he was never just like, I'm the best shot in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't like bragging all the time. So I feel like it was different. Like, they're very similar, but I just felt like how they wrote Gabby was just hard to swallow at first.
Yes.
And that's why like she gets better, but she was just very hard to swallow at first. And yeah, I don't know, man. She was kind of brutal.
I feel
Yeah,
like the two biggest differences between them is that Aaron was more genuine as a kid. Like he had genuine feelings and genuine thoughts of his own that carried his decisions. Gabby was today's days, I guess, political dog. Like that was Gabby, and that I mean, obviously it was because she was in the war and in the army and stuff like that. So she was very twisted because of those views and stuff like that. But that's where all of her decision and morality came from, was from the army and from the uh like the overbearingness of that military and that place, right? Like of Marley, like
Yeah.
of their rules and stuff like that, and their viewpoints on everything else outside of Marley, right? So those two extremes, but the like as you said, like mirror images of themselves, but two different instances that came to be at one point.
And I just think, like, with her specifically, I actually think they did her a disservice by having her be with the little boy when she gets to the other place, because it clearly showed that he was raised in that same environment but could show restraint and could, like, obviously see that these people weren't evil, but that she was like about to like scream and like be crazy. So for me, I'm just like, I think that actually did a disservice towards me liking her for a period of time, because I could tell that like it wasn't her upbringing that made her necessarily that way. She was just annoying.
Yeah.
And I mean
That's
it
what
in the
people saw.
nicest way, but like it's when you have two characters who are raised in the same environment right next to each other, and one of them is doing a great job at being like, okay, let me not expose that I'm from like Marley or whatever. And she is immediately just going to be like, no, we're devils. I'm like, okay, one of you is annoying and one of you is not. And so that's why when everyone's like, you're you're like falling into the trap of like not liking her because she's exactly like Aaron. I'm like, she's really not though, and she kind
No,
of
they're not.
proves time and time again that she is pretty annoying within even her own group of people, that she can be pretty annoying.
Yes.
So I feel like people do have valid reasons for like not liking her. I do think she gets better. It just takes quite some time to get there. So that's the problem.
It is what it is.
Gabby's the
A
Trump
real-
supporter, and Falco was just into politics.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
God.
sure, I guess.
But
That's
let's talk
funny.
about one of the best animes of all time. That's about
Mhm.
volleyball.
Oh, Haikyuu.
Oh man, that's my. It's I always tell people, they're like, man, there's another genre you like of anime. I'm like, sports. And they're like, ew. I'm like, don't say ew. Don't do that. We got some
don't-
bangers. We definitely got some bangers, and Haikyuu is definitely is top. What is it in my list? Top 3 or top
Number
5?
1. Of the sports anime, it's number 1.
Yeah,
As
sports
someone who
anime is-
doesn't watch sports anime, it's number 1.
I think sports has always been around. It's always been popular because you have like Ace of Diamonds, Prince of Tennis, obviously Slam Dunk, the classic.
Love it.
But when you get to Haikyuu, man, like I've been trying to get talks on Haikyuu. It's just it's different. It's way different. It's like it's so normal that it's hype. Because obviously there's unrealistic things about it. Obviously it's anime, duh. But like knowing the sport and then like feeling the moments, feeling the losses, feeling the wins is just incredible. And I think Haikyuu will always be that anime that did hype and loss and growth and strength really well compared to most like example, people are gonna hate me, but like Kuroko no Basketball, it's a little insane, right? Like no one's ever gonna disagree with me that Kuroko no Basketball is insane. Slam Dunk is the best. Slam Dunk is the best basketball anime. First of all, Kuroko no Basketball is sick. Don't get me wrong. There's some fire characters. There's some sick moments, but it's a little too silly for me. I don't know if I'm the only one. Because everyone will be like, "Oh, Prince of Tennis is ridiculous." Is it though? On some
What
like
about
Kuroko no
Inazuma
basketball?
11?
Did I ever watch that? I don't think I did.
Bro, but
Oh, okay.
like,
Well, then don't, because if you think that K is if you think that that's like silly in Inazuma 11, they fight like in a cult school and they play soccer. So that
I
might be a little
like.
too silly for you.
I mean, I like Blue Lock. Blue Lock is silly, but I think it's very controlled silly because it's in like its own environment. It's not like
Mm.
school versus school or like it's just these players trying to be the Blue Lock, the best, right? So
Oh, see,
like,
like Inazuma 11 is silly because it's for kids, I think, for the most part. So it's very
mm,
like silly and lighthearted and whatever.
yeah. I mean,
I thought it
I
was
could give it a
funny.
shot. I can give it
I
a shot.
hated the
It's
kid who wore goggles though. I just don't understand. He wore goggles at any time.
not the
I don't
goggles
remember his
kid.
name. He wears goggles at every single point. Like he's eating dinner with his family and he's wearing goggles. And I'm like,
Bruh.
take the goggles off.
Nah, you
That's
eat,
such a.
sleep, and breathe the sport. Come on now.
I don't think that's not really nitpicky. That's just like something that would irritate anybody in
Goggles
real
is
life.
life.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
it was so painful.
goggles for life, boy. It's
You don't
But
really
it's
choose the
funny.
funny.
goggles. The goggles choose you.
Wait, though. But like, run it back real quick. Why do you think
Uh-huh.
it's silly for Crocodile's basketball?
I just,
Alex?
it's like obviously
Why?
the Miracle Generation. They're supposed to be like OD, right?
Yeah, that's hard.
You know, Murasaki B, the green hair dude.
Mhm.
How are you always making threes? You know how hard it is to shoot a
He's that
three?
guy.
No, but I know he has like perfect aim and things like that. Obviously, he does miss shots. You know, whenever it's you know, the boys interfere and like they fuck him up. But it's like he looks at the enemy team, hits a three, and makes it. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Oh, that
And then
shit
you
was
also
hard.
have like Akashi, who's like has the Emperor's Eye. He's like tells people what to do, and like
Mhm.
essentially that's like breaking because he breaks people's ankles, right?
Yes.
In like basketball,
Oh
that the
god.
term is like when you like trip somebody over and like they look stupid. I guess that's what he's supposed to have, but it's just like all he does is look at you. He doesn't even do anything cool moves. And then you
Here's
got
the thing.
like Kuroko who like vanishes.
Mhm.
That's not like I don't know. It's just too silly that he vanishes. The only person of the Miracle Generation who's like makes sense is Dice Aoyame.
Yes.
He's my favorite character.
Mhm.
He's
I
so
think-
sick. He's
Okay,
so
okay,
sick.
okay.
I love him so much. And then
Okay.
who's the purple giant? The
Oh,
dude with the
fuck.
purple hair?
Yeah,
He makes sense. Like he's
Oh.
he's
he's
big.
tall as shit.
Like those two make sense.
But like,
But I,
I
don't know,
get
it's
that
just really silly.
I get it's silly,
Mhm.
and like, yeah, like the one I will agree with. I think it's fucking amazing, but it is silly as hell. Like where they're in the zone, and that shit takes like 2 to 3 episodes when they're in the zone.
I
in
think the
final
zone
quarter.
makes sense because you know a lot of players say the zone. Like they'd be
Mhm.
like, "I'd be in the zone." I can understand that being a real thing, but then like it's like a power up. It's not like them becoming super focused on the game of basketball. It's like they get infinite stamina, infinite like leg work. Like their muscles were never. It's like they restarted their body from the beginning of the game. Like I don't know. But
99
it is a
raw
cool,
instant.
yeah, it's like it's a cool visual. I do love it. I do love it. The first time we see Aomine use the zone, I'm like, it's one of the best things in that show.
Yeah.
It's so gas.
I love it.
It's silly, but it's not bad. Don't
I love it.
people who are listening don't scrutinize me. I love Kuroko no Basketball. I think it's such a fun.
He thinks it's bad.
YouTube
Never
in the
said
comment
that.
section right now. Roast him.
Never
And, no, I'm
said
kidding.
it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't.
But it's just
No.
it's fun.
Maybe.
It's fun. But I think it's silly fun, and I think I've been used to. You know, Ippo is super realistic.
It's one of the coolest.
It's so sick. And then like I watched IQ. I fell in love with IQ. I'm the biggest fanboy you would possibly know. And
you
I try to
seen the
get all my friends into IQ because I think everybody will love it. Everybody will find like that character they love. I know I do.
Mhm.
For people who know me, I do love Bokuto. That is my ace. That is
No
the
way.
ace. That is the ace I strive to be. But I also love Kageyama. I think he's one of the best growth characters. I've said it before.
So
Hina-
interesting.
Oh god. Because
Wait, wait,
Elise's favorite character are the sexy boys, the big
Who? No,
the big
who?
She loves.
Excuse me?
I need
My
to look it up
favorite
because I forgot.
my favorites are
She loves-
Noya,
Yeah.
who is
Noya.
not big and uber sexy. He's like 5'3" or
Oh,
5'4".
that's the other characters.
Yo,
Please,
wait, Elise likes a
the other
short king.
characters.
Wait.
Short Kings Rising. I'm kidding.
Levi
I'm kidding.
Ackerman is a short king.
Oh,
It's
bro,
already
but
but
within the parameters of Haikyuu, she loves Noya, and then she loves like the humongous guys, like the super.
oh,
like,
Okaiwa. Okaiwa
Yeah.
is also one of my favorites.
Kuro.
But that's
She
just
at
because
least will love Kuro.
oh,
For
Kuro
ages.
is great, but I also love Kenma, who is not super tall.
It's like the
Um,
opposite of Kuro, and it's like that's like the best like opposite team duos they have in the show. They're fantastic.
Who else do I really like? I mean, I do like Bakudo, but I like Okaiwa and I like Kuro more.
Yeah.
Um,
No, there's a lot of there's not many characters you hate. Or
No,
at least like
I
in
don't think I
general.
hate anyone. There's
Yeah.
characters that I'm indifferent towards. Like Hinata, I'm indifferent towards. I think he's an okay protagonist, but he's not like. There's nothing that stands out to me about Hinata that I don't love. That's in that isn't in another character, right? Like Noya has a lot of personality traits that Hinata has. That and there's something that just puts Noya a little bit above for me. I love Tsukishima, obviously.
The best character development ever.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
actually think
contest to
Tsukishima's
him.
development is better than Kageyama's because it's like
It is because Kageyama, you can tell that he was already like starting to change from the beginning. It took Tsukishima a long time to stop being an asshole. So
yeah, the thing for me too is like Kageyama does change, but he's always been this character that's just extremely skilled. And so my issue with Kageyama is like he does have good like development with like his people skills, but with like everyone else and what I've loved seeing is how they change and develop and get better at the game. Kageyama has it to a degree, but where Kageyama falls short for me is that it's always like it's drilled into your head like he's so skilled. Like even when he's doing the drills to like better serve for Hinata, it's like better like set it or whatever. It's like he has to like practice like doing this specific way, but he's so talented, like he'll get it, and it's just like, oh my god. Like I found myself just being like, the only reason why I felt that way was because it's like you have Okaiwa, who's this character who's literally the opposite of Kageyama in the sense of like he is really like good at the game. He doesn't have like the natural talent. But he has made it so that he can like set to anyone, right? And that's why I loved Okaiwa. It's like Okaiwa knew that he didn't have that natural talent, so he worked his ass off and made sure that he could set the ball to like any other player. And then it's like so now Kageyama's trying to become like Okaiwa, and I just sit there and I'm like, but every time they just drill it into your head like he's talented, he'll do it, and I'm like, God damn it. What if
I don't really feel like that. I just feel like he's
I do.
super.
I love Okaiwa though.
Because they both are the polar opposites of each other, and they're trying to be the best setter in the world. And but I feel like what Kageyama does better is just like he's written supposed to be the best. Like he's supposed to get there at one point in his life. But I don't feel like he ever got there, within the span of the series of the series being out. Because there are better players than him. That's why I don't care that he's been called like great. There's obviously people who are naturally talented in the world of like sports and things like that. So I'm like, he's great. Obviously, he's from a young age he's been good at setting the ball, playing the game. But I feel like when he fails, it hurts a lot more than when he succeeds. Because he's supposed to be good, and him failing hurts.
Yeah, but the thing is that could be said for literally any character in that series after a certain point.
When the Karasuno boys lose, you feel it. It hurts a lot. Because there are a lot of gifted people on the team.
I mean like with other characters, like with Ushijima, when that team lost, you don't think that he felt it the hardest most likely out of everyone because that whole team was relying on him the whole time, whereas like Kageyama's team isn't relying solely on him. In that match, I would argue that Kageyama was what Kageyama has is like with his team, they are not all relying on him. They all are like their own little pillars. Like the people who carried that match in my mind were like Noya, Tsukishima, and then like Kageyama did good, But like in my mind, when the pivotal moments of that match were not like, oh my god, if Kageyama messed up, goodness me. There's a part in that game, like in that game specifically, where like Kageyama has to sit out, if you remember. So I'm like, I personally feel like it's not as detrimental if he like messes up. It's not really like as big of a deal. Like it sucks, but like when Suga goes in and immediately takes over and does okay, it's it's not like a huge deal if I need to like sit out. My team is there. Whereas like in Ushijima's case, when they lost, I feel like his team, it felt so much harder on him because that's how their team was based off of. You know what I mean? Like their team was based around like him being the star. So I feel like Kageyama used to be that way, but it was also very self-inflicted on him in that way. Like it was always like if I'm not doing well, if I'm making mistakes, it's ever like ugh. And he's very hard on himself, but I think I don't know. I don't really feel like and maybe I just don't like how they talk about Kageyama, whereas how they talk about other characters. But for me, it's like even with Okaiwa, they would always call Kageyama a genius. And I felt like Okaiwa's backstory is where I kind of like felt for Okaiwa, and I understood why Okaiwa like would grow to resent Kageyama as a character. And like I don't resent Kageyama as a character. I just think the naturally gifted character gets boring for me after a while in the sense of like they drill it home for you all the time that this kid's a genius. He's so talented, blah blah blah. And I'm just like that's great. I care about the characters who are like not super talented and are like the underdogs, you know? So I think that's what it is for me is it's like it's just drilled home all the time. And like for Akaiwa's backstory, it was like a very upsetting thing for him. So I think like that's why. Even if Kageyama doesn't become like the best setter ever in the future, to me it's just kind of like seeing how shitty it can affect another kid who's just in high school. It's so sad. Like I'm just like that's so sad that people are just like, yeah, he's a genius. It's like, god damn it, that's so sad.
I
Like
mean,
imagine
it is what it is, you know.
imagine working your ass off. Your team like loses to Yoshijima a lot, I guess, but like you go and like you're regarded as one of like the best setters, but people still keep talking about this genius setter. I'd be so sad. So I was like, I feel bad.
Maybe
yeah.
I'm just different, but like I don't know, like maybe that would just make me want to get better if to hear somebody, oh, he's gifted. I'm like, all right, but he can't beat me. The fuck, I've been at this for years. I don't care how old he is. But I don't know. Maybe I
That-
just like everybody. There's no team I hate. There's no character I hate. Well, characters, I guess. But like, I don't know. I just like everybody, and they're all different from each other, even if they're like
yeah.
supposed to be polar opposites. I don't know. I just like everybody, and it's very rare for an anime for me to watch. And like, I like every single main plot character. Like, it's either the Karasuno boys. I love every single one of them, even the managers and the teammates. And like the
Yeah,
teammates, I
they're
don't
all
play a
great.
lot. So, and then like the enemy team, even if you're supposed to hate the enemy team because they're like they're too good or they're winning or like like they beat Karasuno. It's just like I don't know. I want to know more. I want to see more. And like when you get to see those teams fight other teams that isn't Karasuno, it's just like whoa. It's like it's a whole different thing. And like I don't know. I just like it a lot.
Who
Oh
is
yeah, I like it.
who is
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
fucking I want to see that so bad. It's he's like Hinata, but he has like white hair.
Oh, the
He's like
other
a
one, the freak.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a freak. Like he's
Oh,
insanely good. Like
like
it's more. He has.
I
I
need to
think
see
his
that
story
battle.
is he worked stupid hard. Like he
Mhm.
wasn't gifted. He wasn't good in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think, but when he matches up, like in the next, not in the next match of the next season, whenever that comes out, praying to God.
God, I hope so.
But that match that they fight in Karasuno in the spring finals, that match is insane. It's one of the best matches ever.
Yeah.
And
I
when
mean,
him and Hinata go toe to toe, you
mhm.
can understand that this kid is like you remember how Hinata
He jumps high.
is like insane because he jumps stupid high. He's fast. He
Yep.
hits the ball without looking at it in the beginning, and
Mhm.
then like
Mhm.
he does like all these cool tricks mid swing of the spike. This kid is about the same, but like times two. So like, yeah, that match is interesting. Reading it was like, I couldn't wait to keep reading it. But yeah,
Does it-
that match is gonna be fantastic.
The manga's over now, right? Like it's
Yeah,
officially
yeah,
over.
it's been over. It's been over
I
for like
might
a few
read it one
months.
day. It looks really fun to
Yeah.
read.
The
I would
ending
highly
is great.
recommend
Seeing
it.
him grow up is it's so good.
But yeah, I think
Hmm.
that's it's not that I dislike Kageyama, it's more so that I have a more of a connection with the other characters because all of them start from somewhere and they just kind of develop. Noya even like because he was gone for a period of time and comes back, like practices a lot. And like
Yeah.
they show Kageyama practicing a lot, but I think it would do them better, I think, in the future for series like that to not always say that a character's a genius. Because it takes away from Kageyama's like hard work to be like, yeah, he's a genius. And I'm like, can
Yes.
everyone
Right.
just stop saying this stupid lie? Like I'm like, let
I mean, it is a thing, and I guess like I don't, it is how people feel. And it's like I'm never gonna tell people to feel about an anime as long as we like it together. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Oh,
care. I
I
don't
love
care
it.
who's. Yeah,
I love it
so
too.
I think that's just my only criticism with how they did Kageyama. Because I love the characters, but for me it was just like he works just as hard. Like he and Hinata would put in like the same amount of work, like in the auditorium and everything. So I'm
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
like, why must they always talk about him? Like here, I guess here's what I mean is it's like the way that they write Kageyama is it almost discredits the amount of work that he does put in. Like
Yeah.
you know that the characters in the series recognize the work that he does, but for some reason, the way that they describe him all the time is it's almost like they describe him like he didn't do that work. Like he's just naturally that good. And I'm like, but he does work that hard. So that's
Like,
what
he's so
irritates
perfect, he
me.
can never lose. Which
Mhm.
that's another thing I like about Haikyuu. They lose a lot,
They do lose,
a
and it's
lot.
cool.
Okay.
Like it
It's sad, but
feels.
it's cool.
I don't know if it
It's
feels
sad,
good.
but it's cool.
It doesn't necessarily feel good when they lose. Obviously, it hurts when it's like a big match, but it's like it feels good because when they lose and they come back and they
I,
win,
I would not
it's
say it feels
awesome.
good. I
I
would
mean, like
just
I'm
say
like
it's
less.
really sad. Okay, it's
It
really
sucks. Like the
sad.
first when they lose to Oikawa's team the first time, and that dinner scene when they're crying and they're eating too. I'm just that hurts so much. But it's also like I know they're gonna come back. They're gonna be stronger. They're gonna have different techniques and moves, and they do. That's what they do. They come back and they play the match, and
Yep.
it's a fantastic match. So yeah, Haikyuu is my favorite sports
Highly
anime.
recommend reading it or watching. It's my favorite
I've
sports
been
anime
trying to
by
get Talks, man. I've been
far.
killing Talks,
Fox, you
bro.
ever watched it?
Not yet. I've been doing like little bits of research and stuff like that on it, and I actually came across that there are a few tidbits of it that are actually from like actual live volleyball
Yes,
matches.
they are.
I was
Yeah.
I was
Really?
kind of blown back by that when I started researching. I was like, wait, there's actual like because there's another baseball one that was done the
Mhm.
same way, and I was like, okay, like that caught me
Yeah.
right there. I was like, you know what? I might have to go ahead and watch this because that's cool to see. I mean, I know they're not going to be like, oh, this is how we took it. I watched the video already. Like I know that info and stuff like that. Now I
Mhm.
want to see what their story is about, and I keep seeing stuff about the story online and whatnot, and it seems interesting enough. And I'm going to get up and watch Haiku, and I'm also going to go watch Kuroko basketball. So I'm going to watch both.
Oh.
And
Let me know when you watch the movie because
there's
I
a
want to
few,
watch that with you.
yeah.
Oh, the
The
movie
movie's
Kurok no better.
it's
Yeah, that
one of
movie's
the cool.
fantastic.
It's fucking incredible. I love it so much.
But it's also like Haikyuu, like even real volleyball players say that show is accurate to the T.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like their
Yeah.
terminology, their words,
Yeah.
the animation of them like bending and like the way they move and how they practice. They say it's damn near like one for one. Obviously, when it's in the middle of the serve and like the ball slows down, like Kageyama's technique when he hits the ball and it slows and it's perfectly right there in front of Hinata. That's kind of a little much. That's not really how volleyball works.
You
Or
gotta
like,
have
course,
some
yeah.
anime in there.
You
You
gotta have
know?
some anime in there.
yes. But a
Little
lot of people
touches.
praise it for being super accurate. I'm pretty sure that's what they did for Ippo and Prince of Tennis and Slam Dunk.
Hajime
Like,
no Ippo is like I love that anime. Shout out to
it's
Jeff for that
ridiculous
one.
at times, obviously, but it's boxing. Like these guys
Yeah.
are freaks.
Mm-hmm.
Boxers are freaks, bruh.
Yeah.
So it's like
But
it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Speaking
don't
of
know.
school,
Haikyuu is just that series for me.
well, hold on.
It's like-
Now that Elise is, because are you almost done with Dragon Quest 11, Elise? Or how
No,
far? Okay, because I know that game's long as hell, and I'm like, all right, I
that's
know where
a
you are, I think.
that's
But
a sweet question. So no, I am not because I just got to I think the 50% mark, but the definitive edition has added content in
yep.
between.
Oof.
So I am doing all of the additional stuff currently, which is
Mhm.
basically just like where are your party members right now? And that's what I'm doing, but I
Oh, I
haven't
know where you
finished
are.
that yet. So I haven't even started like the second half of that game. So I
It's
will be playing it probably for a while.
it's really good. The music's incredible. I love the characters so much.
Definitely is a
Who
humongous game. Holy
It's a
shit! Now I'm
huge game.
thinking
I'm
about it.
excited for the next one, whatever it's gonna be. Are you gonna watch the anime though? The Dragon Quest was it Adventures of Dai?
Oh, Die?
I don't know. I thought about it and I just decided I would wait because I'm very Dragon Questy right now because I'm playing Dragon Quest 2 off stream, and then after Dragon Quest 11, I'm gonna be playing Dragon Quest 3.
Oh my
So I'm like, I
god.
don't know if I want to watch it yet. I might wait until Sean is back out here, and then we might watch it together because I
Oh
might just
hell
force him
yeah.
to watch Dragon Quest.
Sick. I
So,
think in the
mhm.
beginning, I watched all like weekly of Die, and then I fell off. Not because it was bad, but like I'm like this. It was cool. Like, I was like the trailer caught me, so I'm like
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
recommend
cool.
it if you like Dragon Quest. It is pretty good.
I
Who is
do indeed
your
like Dragon Quest.
who is your favorite character in 11 so far?
I like Sylvando and I like Jade so far, but it's hard because
Jay.
all of the characters have great personalities. Like, I feel like Veronica, Sylvando, and Jade all have really cool personalities. And it's not that I dislike any of the other ones; they're just the ones that stand out to me the most.
Mhm.
So it's difficult. It's difficult to say like this one's my absolute favorite
Yeah,
because first it was Sylvando, and then Jade got introduced. Now I'm like, I don't know anymore.
Savondo's such a cool character. He's just so happy. He's trying to be positive, trying to spread joy through the world. Like that's his dream. I'm like, oh, you're such a good person. I really like him a lot. I think Jade is a really cool character too. But like learning about the story, I'm not gonna say that much about the story, but like going like more than 50% of the story, you're like, oh shit, this is kind of wild. Like you need to rank up a lot too to fight certain bosses. I just want to let you know right now because it takes a little minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit for me to finish it. I'm trying to finish it hopefully by the end of this month, but we'll
Hmm.
see. Because I still got some time. But AI The
Yeah,
Somnium Files sequel comes out the 24th, and then Sunbreak comes out the 30th, so I was hoping to have it done by then. I probably won't. And we'll just have
yeah.
to work around that.
It's
Because
just
it's
counting the
long.
hours.
It is
Mhm.
really long, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's a fun game.
I'm just counting the days for Sunbreak, man. I just
I
need
know
it
you are.
already,
Everyone
bro.
Yes,
is.
sir.
Everyone's counting the days. I'm playing on Switch though first, I think.
Yay! I'm not alone. I
Yeah,
thought I was
I
the
kind
only
of
one
felt
playing on
bad for
Switch.
Cansey because we had it on like I had it on Switch, and me and Joe were playing with Cansey and also Jew and Swift. But
I'm in the trenches.
once I got the PC one, I was just like, man,
It's better.
it's
It's
so much
10 times
better.
better. It's
Like, I
way
feel
better.
You
because
know,
like
It's
in the
night and day.
beginning, yeah, because
I
I was gonna double dip and just buy it again and play with Cansey, but I'm like, I don't want to do that
No,
anymore.
you're fine.
Oh, see, I went for Switch, and the only reason I went for Switch is because I want the amiibo, and I got the collector's edition.
Dude,
So there.
I need the
Yes.
amiibo. It's so
Ooh,
I'm gonna
good.
that's
get
fire.
it.
That's
Hopefully
You
today.
got PC. That's what happens when you get PC. Why would you need the amiibo for PC anyway?
I want the another Pro controller too
God.
from
I
Sunbreak. It
want that
looks so
Pro controller
nice.
too. Yeah.
But
Oh, I'm not
There
getting
has
the
to be
Pro
an event on
controller.
PC for those that layered armor for the amiibo.
Oh,
I need it.
there's
It looks
gotta
so
be.
nice.
There's gotta give.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do it like that because the amiibo armor on the Magnamalo amiibo wasn't on PC,
Yeah,
if I
No, it
remember
isn't.
correctly. So they can mod it in. Most likely, what they would do is they would mod it in, but I don't think they're gonna make it available because it's probably an agreement with Nintendo.
it's
So
just
it
wishful
won't.
Oh,
thinking. Oh, I hate
they
it
might
so
make it
much.
an event then. An event quest.
No, I don't. No, if they haven't
No?
done it before,
No,
they won't do it
I
again.
think
They don't need to
so.
do that
they've never done it with the amiibo ones. I don't
Oh.
think because
Yeah.
like it's an agreement with Nintendo, and I don't think Nintendo would.
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
before amiibos and all that stupid shit, there was never an event or like a thing that was exclusive. Like you like they like you know how PlayStation had like Aloy and Resident Evil and all that stuff, and like Aloy
Yes.
is like PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
But once that came onto PC, around the time Iceborne was out, they just gave that event on PC.
Oh,
That's
Mhm.
true.
But this is different. This is Nintendo.
Nintendo's very
Yeah.
strict.
Nintendo is
stingy
pretty
So
bitch.
strict.
Kind of,
Mhm.
Nintendo is
it
kind of,
together.
weird. But I don't know. It
Well,
sucks, but it is what it is. I can still get cool armor. So
a bummer is we used to get Nintendo collabs when it was only on Nintendo, but I think because it's being released on PC as well, and those event quests would not be used on PC, they didn't do them. Like for 4 Ultimate, we had, I think it was 4 Ultimate. It was either 4 Ultimate or GU. I know in in GU they had the Isabelle Palico armor that you could
yeah,
get, or you could have the
Oh,
Animal Crossing
wow.
Palico armor.
Oh,
And then I think it was 4 Ultimate. It might have been a different one that had like the Toon Link Palico armor. And then there was like something else.
they've
There
had
were a
they've
few.
had a bunch of cool like
They had a
Palico
bunch
and
of stuff. Yeah, Samus, you could get Samus's armor in 4
Mhm.
Ultimate. You can get Link's armor in 4
Yeah.
Ultimate. They had a Final Fantasy collab with and you got like this cool like Final Fantasy Square Enixy designed outfit.
Wait, which Final Fantasy?
14. It was in World.
yeah.
14.
It was in
No,
World.
no, no, no,
Wow.
no,
Oh no,
not
there's
World.
there's one more. There
4
was another one before
Ultimate.
that.
Oh,
There
one
was
before
4
that?
Ultimate. Yeah, final. I'm gonna find it. I forget what it actually was. I think it was designed after Diabolos. Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting.
I liked the armor better in 4 Ultimate for it. I'm
Mhm.
not even gonna lie, it looked so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so weird. I don't know why Nintendo's so stingy like that. I'm like, bro, just who cares if it's on PC, bro? So
I know.
what?
They no, it's pride, man. They're never gonna let
It's
go of
their
this shit.
IPs. They don't want their
Nintendo.
IPs on other
That's their
things.
babies. They don't
Nintendo
wanna let
won't
that go.
share their
They won't let
content.
them have
They
friends.
won't
Whatever, man.
drop their
Capcom got enough cool
prices.
stuff.
They put everything at full price. I might just have to sell the Switch. Sorry, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Y'all don't
No, I
y'all don't
won't.
get up
Breath of the
and
Wild
realize.
2.
Nah, bro,
I need those
the
amiibos.
Nintendo ninjas gonna get you up. They're gonna take you.
If
slap you
I'm
down.
Nintendo
looking at my
don't
wall of
realize.
amiibos behind me. I'm sorry, but I'm never selling my Switch.
Yeah.
The thing is as much as I get why people are like, oh, like Nintendo, just put your stuff on other things. Like I'm gonna buy a Nintendo handheld. If they give me a handheld, I'm buying a handheld to play Nintendo IPs on. I don't care. I'm like, I love Zelda. I love Pokemon. I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, 100%. Like you
Nah,
can't
nah,
you
it's
can't go wrong.
bro,
Like
because look at
Nintendo
me, bro.
has bomb ass exclusives. Like that's what they do.
Mhm.
All the consoles, the platforms, they all have bomb ass exclusives. They do what they do. But the fact that you're paying full price for a game that does
I'll do
not look the same as on another console escapes me. I'm
Amen.
not.
Amen. Amen. I'm gonna be real. I'll do it for any Pokemon game. You got me fucked up, bro. Cause like
I don't know.
I
It's
understand, like
tough.
if you remaster, remake, whatever the fuck, Gen 3, I don't care how much that shit is. 60, 70, 80, I'm buying them as my favorite
They
gen.
already did that though.
Here's the
I
thing. Here's
know.
the thing.
But they
It's
do it
on
again.
3DS.
But they do it for the Switch. I'm gonna just buy it again.
Okay, good luck. That'll be like in another 10 years. We still gotta get Gen 5 remade. Relax over there.
I'm not a Pokemon
I don't know.
expert, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I
People-
love
People like Gen
Pokemon.
5. I like Gen 5, but
Yeah,
not
Bro,
enough.
he's
you,
cool.
you like.
I grew up on Pokemon. I had my little red version.
Aw.
Yep. I grew
You
up
had
on
red, I
that.
had blue.
Yeah, I
I
had
think I
red. I'm a
had
Charmander fan.
the last
I had red
Pokemon
and
game I had was Ruby and
You had
Sapphire. That
green?
was the last one I touched.
Green was like so
Leaf
rare that I
green?
saw somebody with.
I
Yeah.
had green.
Leaf
I
green?
was
Is
one
that
of the
what it is?
very few people out of my
Yeah,
friend group
the
that actually
first
had
the first
green.
gen had 3 games. They had Fire Red, Blue, and
Leaf
Leaf
green.
Green.
I don't know.
I had leaf green. I was cool with it. I wanted. It's funny too because I first got leaf green. That was my first one, and that was because
Mhm.
my cousin had it, and he gave me his Game Boy and stuff like that, and I would play it all the time. And then I ended up getting or buying red, but I wanted blue. I wanted all of them, but I could never find blue.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
never
I was
could
lucky
get
enough to
blue.
have
I was
blue
so
A lot
first.
of people had blue for
Yeah, I had
some
blue.
reason. I had red though because Squirtle isn't cool. Sorry.
Huh? Huh?
I'm
Nah,
not a
that's
Squirtle
Wait,
fan.
really?
All right,
Who's
y'all.
Squirtle?
That was the
fan.
podcast.
No.
Y'all taking I'm kidding.
Here's the thing. Squirtle, cute. Wartortle, who cares? Blastoise, who also cares? Like, I don't care. And then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What about Wartortle? What about Wartortle?
Listen, we don't talk
Explain.
about Wartortle. It goes
Explain.
Squirtle, Blastoise. We
How-
skip
what
it.
is so
We skip it. It
cool?
goes Squirtle, Blastoise.
Nah,
Wartortle.
What is
You-
so cool about
Charmeleon,
Wartortle?
First of all,
I just need you to understand. I said Wartortle, whatever, Blastoise, whatever, and you immediately went Wartortle.
because
So
man,
good about it. What is so good?
evolution line is gas. There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Every time I look at Wartortle, I always see the blue shell from Mario Kart.
What's
Look at
wrong
the-
with you?
I don't know
I mean,
why.
that's a
the
fair
first
thing.
thing. That's the
That's a
first thing that
fair-
Yeah,
pops in
no,
my
yeah,
head
I
when I
agree
see
with Thomas.
Wartortle. Is I see the blue shell from Mario Kart, and I can never get that image out of my head. I don't know why.
Look at-
disrespectful.
I don't
Like,
know
do you realize if you put Wartortle in the gift search right now, it's so hard to find
Hold
like
on.
gifts from the anime of Wartortle because it's always with Squirtle or Blastoise because they realize that Wartortle is just not beloved. It does
I
have
know
a
what you're
floofy
looking
tail.
It's
I'm looking
supposed
him
to
up
be
right
like
now.
a wave, is it not? Is that his?
I think so.
That's what his
I think
tail
it's
is.
like
for?
Wartortle's
It's like-
the
yeah.
second.
because of like the tides and shit like that.
Yeah.
Wartortle's the second evolution. I don't mind like if I had to rank like if I were ranking Gen 1 starters, it would be 1 Charmander because I love Charmander's evolutionary line a lot, and then
Ugh.
2 Bulbasaur because I love Bulbasaur a lot, and then 3 Squirtle, and then 4 would be the Blastoise, and then down all the way at the bottom would be Wartortle because I don't get it. And like here's the
Ugh,
thing.
God.
I loved the Pokemon anime growing up. I don't care about competitive Pokemon. I loved the anime growing up. So like I loved Squirtle in the anime with the sunglasses being funny. I didn't care about Wartortle or Blastoise. I loved Bulbasaur in the anime. Thought it was cute. But Charmander's evolutionary line in the anime, best. It's so cute. Its story is the saddest thing in the anime. It was abandoned by its trainer and left to die. And its like tail was gonna go out, the flame was gonna go out, so it was like left to die. And Ash adopts it and saves it. And the trainer wants to take Charmander back, and Ash does not give Charmander back because who would put that Charmander through that again?
That
So he
Charmander
keeps
should have
Charmander,
Oh my God,
and then
whatever.
evil. And then Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. And then when Charmander evolves into Charmeleon, it's my favorite thing because they had it mimic the whole, like, if it's a higher level, it won't listen to you. And so that's when Charmeleon becomes, like, a jerk and just doesn't listen to Ash and starts having an attitude. And I loved Charmeleon.
All right.
I thought Charmeleon
How do you look
ruled.
at
And then
Charmeleon
Charizard
and say
has
hold
it's
it.
on.
better than Wartortle? I don't.
It
Update.
is.
Update.
It is. I dressed
wait.
as Charmeleon
Whatever.
for Halloween in 2nd grade. I loved
on.
Charmeleon. Don't
Hold
hate.
on.
God, Jesus.
I looked them up because I'm not a Pokemon expert. Wartortle. Yo, they're gonna beat your ass in a quote retweet Snorlax. I'm gonna be rich.
Just whatever, bro. Wartortle's cool, man. I never said he was the best. I just like him.
I like
He's
the
cool.
concept, but
Charizard
I
is
can
just
see what Elise is
overrated,
talking
bro.
about.
Sorry to say it. The only thing holding
But-
Charizard is nostalgia for everybody.
No, no.
rude.
What's holding Charmeleon and Charizard is literally their personalities in the anime. It's not nostalgia, and the reason why I say it's not nostalgia is because literally, like, they gave that evolutionary line the funniest, like, personality and relationship with Ash in the first, like, season. That's
Ash
why.
is so whack. I hate Ash, bro. So
But it was just fun. But that's why people liked Charmeleon and Charizard, because Charmeleon and Charizard picked on Ash.
whatever.
You know
Like,
what?
Like
That's what it
that's
is.
what they do. They pick on him because they don't listen. Like Charizard constantly lights him on fire, and it's just like
How did Ash survive that? Can we have a discussion?
Listen,
I don't-
Ash
it's
is
anime.
just built different.
So
Ash
many
is just
times.
built. If you go and
He's
look
immortal.
up, no, if you go and look up the
Immortal.
actual weight of Pokemon,
I love Charmeleon.
there's
though.
no way in hell Ash should be able to pick up any one of them. Yet
He
he
should have
picks
died
them up.
from the Pikachu.
He should have died
He
from
should
the
die
first
Pikachu,
flamethrower.
man.
But it's a
Charmeleon,
cartoon
Ash is
though.
built
It's
different, bro.
but it's a cartoon though, so obviously they're gonna be
Yeah,
able
it's
to
a
hit,
cartoon.
and, and stuff like that. So,
The
but
one
Yeah.
Ash should have died is when he tried to square up to Mewtwo. He should have been dusted.
nah, I'm sorry, but that was the
Mew.
one moment where I'm
I
like,
love
you
Mew,
know
he's my
what,
favorite.
Ash,
Hold on a second.
you might be gang shit. You stepped toe to toe with thick-thighed Mewtwo and tried to throw hands.
Pixar
He
mom
squared
built
up.
Mewtwo.
Excuse me. This dude literally could shake you like a ragdoll with his mind and rip you in half, and you're like, you know what? Let's see
It
what those
was
hands do. And he tried to go. Okay,
I
all
would
right.
just like to say he did also kind of get his shit rocked, literally.
By multiple Pokemon.
So...
He
Mhm.
got
Like
cooked.
so many
That was
Pokemon.
No, I
backlash.
mean he got his shit rocked by Mewtwo because he literally got turned into a rock,
He
but that's
was
it.
Yeah.
stone. Even
Wait.
before,
He
even
did
before,
kinda
even
die.
like before he like pushed Ash away, like he like Ash tried to punch him, and then he like telekinetic moved him away. He was just like, all right, I'm just turning to stone. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's literally what
Pretty fucked up,
happened.
though.
Wait,
Mewtwo's
Elise,
a
what are you
little
gonna?
wild.
What's the starter you're gonna choose for Scarlet and Violet?
Weed Pokemon.
So
Weed cat.
Sprigatito?
Yeah, we
Oh,
cat.
Who are
the
the top
cat.
three? I
Oh,
need to
the
look at the
cat.
new
Okay,
Pokemons.
okay.
I don't know. Foikoku.
Because I don't know jack shit.
That's my boy.
Boy, Coco is
Yo,
okay.
Where's my man, the
They're okay.
stylist? Where's the stylist duck?
Quacks.
Give me
Axel?
him.
No, I don't want Crypto Bro Duck. Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
No. Nah, y'all gonna be hating when you see his final evolution. That man's styling on everybody.
Yeah, when he presents his stonks to everybody and
Yeah.
just his whole portfolio,
Ah,
that's going to be his
yes.
final Evo. It's just him
100%.
holding a binder.
100%.
with
I'm
his
gonna be
shit.
honest.
The last water type starter, that evolution could have looked so much different. Sobble is
I
so
am
ass.
afraid.
Sobble is Cade.
I am
I
afraid.
hate Sobble.
I didn't really like any of those starters. I don't think.
On Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I don't think I cared for any of them really. Like I picked
love
Sobble,
Cinderace.
but I don't really think I don't think I cared.
Dude, Teleon
Um,
is so whack.
I don't know.
It's
I'm
been a
not gonna lie
while
to you.
since I've really cared about the starters, I think.
It's been a while since the water
I'm
Pokemon
looking
has.
at them
Okay,
right now.
which gen had a really good second evolution water?
Gen 3.
Alright, I'm looking that up.
No way,
Is that
because
I
Gen
love
4
Mudkip and I love Marshtomp and I love Swampert.
Marshtomp
that
Guy.
evolution line is fantastic.
Yeah.
But in
That's
Gen
what
4,
water ground.
who was it in Gen 4? It was Chimchar,
Oh, I remember these guys.
Trico,
Oh, and Piplup.
and Piplup. I think
Prinplup was
actually, no.
okay.
yeah,
Primeplup's
Piplup's second
okay.
evolution is whatever. I think I like
Marshtomp's better.
Yeah,
yeah,
Marshtomp is definitely better than Prinplup.
And it's
So, yeah.
water ground. Water ground for the final Evo was sick.
Yeah, I love Swampert. He's like this. When I played
Mudkip.
Gen 3 again, I picked Mudkip.
Yeah, because Mudkip rules. Who'd you pick first time?
Oh, fucking
I did
You
play
guess
this
Blaziken.
Blaziken.
Mhm.
I'm
But
a
which
fire
one's Gen
type,
3? Is that Ruby and Sapphire?
You're
Yeah.
a fire person, but you were going so hard for Wartortle.
Because I think as I've like the more Pokemon that have come out and like the more I've played and the more I replay, I do like fire types, but I just like there's a lot more fire types I like more than Charmander.
I love
Yeah.
Charmeleon. Charmeleon is my favorite out of that evolutionary tree.
I
I
just
think now
I just felt like
I think
Charmeleon
now
was a
I'm
red
more of a-
version of Charmander.
I'm more of a
Charmeleon
ghost, I'm more of a ghost
is
type guy.
so
I like ghost types.
cool. I fucking loved Charmeleon.
Yeah,
You
I
see
remember.
this? This is right when Charmeleon evolved in the anime.
Oh my
And he just
God.
blew fire straight into Ash's face. I loved Charmeleon.
I'm trying
That
to
was
take
so
my
funny.
opinions from the game, not from the anime. The anime is cool.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I love. But see, I grew up while the anime was airing, so for me, that is my childhood. Was not only the games, but like growing up watching the show as it was like showing on TV. So like for me, Charmeleon was like my favorite, and that's why I dressed up as Charmeleon for Halloween.
Yeah, I just
But I
paid
also
attention
really
more to
like
the games growing up.
Well,
I guess. I
I
just
liked
played them a lot
both.
more.
I did both.
I think I,
I,
would
agree. I did
that,
both.
but I like just playing the games and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
There's
Do both, you know.
I kept
There's
a
so
smaller
many
game.
Pokemon. Holy shit.
I mean, you're not
Absolutely.
wrong. It's
Mhm.
true. It's just I don't know. Maybe that's just how I got it.
I think I
But
would
Yeah,
have
that's
kept up with
obviously,
the
fine.
TV series if I would have like was watching. I mean, I watched these kid like mad, but I think it was because like it only aired at certain times, and like I
Mhm.
wasn't ready to sit there and like make sure I was on the dot trying to watch those episodes when they came out on the TV all the time. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there playing the game whenever I want, and
yeah. And then you grow up
Yeah.
and like you pay attention to the lore, and it's just
yeah,
like the anime got nothing on like Pokemon lore. Pokemon lore is so sick,
it
so
goes
gas.
I loved the show
crazy.
though.
Watch those YouTube videos of them explaining exactly
Oh
how
man,
Pokemon started and like the
yeah,
whole
it's
chain
so
of
sick.
events and stuff like that. You're like, excuse me?
And then you read Pokemon manga, dude. Pokemon manga is
Mhm.
so dark.
That's a manga?
Holy,
Oh, I
yeah, it's a
don't
Yeah,
manga.
read
they're
Pokemon manga.
It's so dark. Pokemon die. They bite the dust.
That's rough.
yeah,
So
they've actually
funny.
died. I
I
mean,
the thing for me though is like I I had like the VHS for some of the anime too because I liked
Oof.
it so
ooh,
much.
Oh
That's why
my.
I'm saying like I've loved this series for a long time. I was born in 92. So like I had red, I had gold, I had crystal, I had yellow, I had sapphire, I did not get emerald. And
The
then
best
I
game
had
ever, man.
emerald was good, but I was satisfied with sapphire. And then I had skipped out on 4th gen. I didn't play 4th gen at all.
That's a
And then
shame.
I played black 2. Well, I played it obviously with Shining Pearl, so I've played it now, but I just didn't play. I also don't think it was necessarily a shame at this point because I think I would have had to have played Platinum for me to fully enjoy it because playing through Shining Pearl, it is glaringly obvious that they did not think about their Pokemon lineup when making
Nope.
wild Pokemon available to you. Like, if you did not pick the fire starter in that game, you were screwed on a fire type for such a long portion of that game.
yep.
And it was just very stupid.
Yeah.
Um, so I
Platinum,
have to
Platinum is
say, like,
definitely the
4th
better
gen was
version.
fun. Like, 4th gen was fun.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, that was a big problem because fire type is such a standard type that to me it's like, how is that the one that you like skip over? And I picked Empoleon because I liked Empoleon. So
Same,
I picked
same.
Napoleon second time around. Like
Picked it
I
my
just
first
thought
time.
Infernape was like too cool to like not play.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
But
don't know.
yeah,
I
I've
think
played
what's the
every
only
gen now.
gen? What's the only gen I don't like?
You know what? Hold on. I have a question for for y'all Pokemon fans now.
Hmm.
Okay. It's actually two. What was the worst gen of starters of Pokemon? Because I want to see. And then who are your top like 5 Pokemon of all time? Doesn't have to be in order.
Uh,
The gen with the
Worst
worst
The worst
starters or
gen. The
just the
worst
worst
gen
worst
starter.
gen?
gen
The
starter.
worst
worst gen
gen starter.
starters? Oh, that's easy. That's
Wait, worst gen starters or worst gen?
no
Like
gen starters.
Gen
just
starters.
starters, not the gen. Like
Oh,
Um,
like the
Well, you
three or
have to say
the worst
gen two
starter in
because
general?
yeah, which gen?
I I think the worst gen, like the worst starter for any Pokemon game is Gen 5.
I
No.
was. That's the one
which one was
with
that one?
Snivy and Trepig and shit like that. Or my
Yeah.
yeah, I was
No,
about
no,
to say
that's
this.
Gen 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Gen 5. I was about to say like
Because
that.
Gen 6 is Greninja.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did not like Gen 5.
I don't like Gen 5.
I
I like Gen 5,
I
but the
don't like that
starters are
lineup.
so bad. I hate Emborg. I think Snivy's last evolution is really good. That's the first gen that I picked a grass starter in the beginning.
It's so bad I don't even remember what the
Oh.
water type is.
What is the water type?
Oshawott, Oshawott,
Oh,
Samurott.
that's why. That's
Samurott.
why I don't
Ew.
remember and I don't like it. Is
Yeah,
that's
because
why.
Samurott is so ass. I
Oh,
hate
I think
Oshawott.
for me, it's hard to pick a generation that I think has the worst starters because there are several starters where I was not thrilled with like 2 out of the 3. Like I liked 1 out of the 3, but I didn't care about 2 out of the 3.
I mean, I
Like
guess
for
you could say
example,
what?
like
You
I
could say
would
Sword and
put it
Shield.
between 4 and no, because Sword and Shield. Oh yeah, I guess I could say Sword and Shield because none of
Mhm.
them were really exciting to me. None of them were really exciting to me. They were cute though.
There
Their
you go.
their first forms were so cute, and then I didn't care about the rest of their forms. Like I thought they were fine. But yeah, I guess I would say it would either be between 5, 4, or Sword and Shield.
Okay.
Because
I
I don't
mean-
really care about Chimchar.
Dude, he's
I'm-
so cool though. Come
I'm looking
on.
at Gen 5 right now. They look kind of badass.
Firefighting again,
They're
though.
terrible.
I don't know,
I
man.
wasn't
That
a fan of the typing.
Chimchar was literally the start after Blaziken. They saw how beloved Blaziken was, that all of a sudden with Gen 4, they were like, what if we
Yeah, I
just
don't know.
continued? So I
never
do
really
not
agreed with
like.
it.
Y'all love a
I do
fire
not like
chicken.
Chimchar
How
because
about
of
a
that.
fire
Like,
monkey?
That's crazy.
like it was actually that's why I don't like 4th gen starters, is because like Empoleon was like, to me, the coolest one out of the 3, but the other 2 were just like, don't get me wrong, I thought that, like, I forget, it's Turtwig or something.
Turtle.
Yeah, it's
Cute,
Turtwig.
but
Yeah,
like
Turtle.
it just kind of felt like it's another turtle type like Pokemon. We've had several, so I was just kind of like, whatever, it's okay.
It's because they
But
did. I
Chimchar-
think they did Torterra dirty. I'm just like, man,
They did.
Turtwig gets so unnecessary hate for no reason. They just did him Torterra, and I'm like, man,
Wait,
I don't know.
a grass turtle thing.
He's just a grass
I
type,
thought
which
Chimchar
was
was
so basic.
worse.
Chimchar looks
I
cool.
never really agreed with Chimchar being firefighting. He should have been something else. Obviously, something that made sense.
He's
But I'm
just
like, maybe because I
chilling.
was a fire
See,
type fan, you know.
But see, Canty, even though it looks cool, when you think about it in terms of the games, we had literally just had a firefighting fire
Yeah.
starter in the previous generation, and then we were stuck in
Ooh.
firefighting hell for like 3 generations because they just decided that they liked it so much that they like did not want to give us something different. And Chimchar was
Mhm.
literally the generation right after, so I was just like not thrilled. And I thought it literally didn't look that much different. Like I'm like, it's just, let me just stand on my
Yeah.
2 feet. Like I'm like, it's
monkey.
Yo.
like
monkey,
I
bruh.
just,
My
so
feet.
that's why it's, and I think that's part of what hurts 5th gen too, is like Tepig
So boring. I hate
boring.
Tepig.
Oshawott, I do not know why Samurott.
Right now.
They decided to do Samurott on all 4s, even though
He
it's supposed to
set
be
it
a
up.
samurai, and I'm just like, okay.
Wait, which
Well,
Pokemon game is Gen 5 though? So I can know.
That's
Black and white.
Black and
Oh,
white.
I heard those
yeah.
games are ass.
yeah, black.
No. Those games.
No,
are,
the games are fun.
Yeah, those games. Are
I
fun.
think it's just the starters are very lackluster. They're 3DS too, so I think it's kind of hit or miss. It depends on how
Yeah.
much you like playing on the 3DS. But like
Oh.
I liked X and Y, for example. Like I
love
thought
X and
those
Y.
were fun. Froakie was my fave. And then I picked Rowlet, and I like Poplio. I did not like Litten. I thought that was stupid.
Litten? The cat?
Joe,
Is that the cat?
I'm gonna get mad because that's in
Yeah.
Incineroar.
Yeah.
Here's the like, again though, I don't need any more fire starters standing on their hind legs. I am past. Society has. Okay, let's go through all
He's
of the
dying on
fire
this hill.
starters that stand on their hind legs. Are you ready? Who stands
Yeah.
on their hind legs in 1st gen? Oh my god, Charizard.
Charizard.
Who stands on their hind legs in the 2nd gen? Oh my god, Typhlosion. Who stands on their hind legs in the 3rd gen? Oh my god, Blaziken.
Blaziken.
What about in the fourth gen? Oh my god, Fire
Infinite.
Monkey.
Mhm.
Oh my god, what about in the 5th gen? Oh my god, the pig.
And board.
Pig.
Oh my
Yo.
god, wait a minute. 6th gen? The fox. Oh my
Yo.
god. We get to the 7th gen? Who stands on their hind legs? The fucking cat.
Incineroar.
I'm done, dude. I can't do it
Yo,
anymore.
I've never seen Elise rant about fire types before in my
Then
life. This is
we
very
have,
nice.
we have Cinderace, who's a
Happens
soccer
again.
rabbit.
That's okay.
Happens again. I swear to God, if Fuecoco is standing on their hind legs, I'm going
100% he will be.
go
100%
It's gonna
he will
happen.
be.
It's gonna
insane.
happen.
Like,
It's gonna
I
happen.
can't.
It's
It's
gonna
going
happen.
to.
Godzilla, bro. It has to be
all
Godzilla.
they have to do is draw the front legs on the ground. That's
Nope.
it. Just
Nope.
put them on the ground.
Nope.
Just put them on the ground.
He's
Let
gonna
them
be
rest.
standing
For this
up.
one, but this one I want him to be standing up because I want him to be big and scary.
It
All
would
the
be
other ones,
cool. But now you see why I'm just kind of like, it just feels like for fire starters, and I think that's why as I grew older, like I slowly drifted away, because like for the first 2 gens, I was a Charmander, Cyndaquil like fan, and then 3rd gen was where I was a Mudkip fan. I still picked Torchic in one playthrough, but like I loved Mudkip. I think Mudkip is the cutest little water starter. Froakie. I'm sorry. Mudkip walked so Froakie could run. Swampert rules. I don't care. Greninja may look super cool, but Swampert's typing just rules. No one can tell me otherwise. I love
100%.
Swampert.
No, yeah, you
Water
can't
ground
disagree
type,
with that.
best combo right there.
So powerful, bro.
Because for
Damn.
me, like I grew big in like the competitive Pokemon shit because when I played the game, like I
Oh,
played it
damn.
to be
Fucking
like
weirdo.
to have the best. Like I wanted when I played it,
Wild.
I needed the best Pokemon. That's what I wanted to do all the time, right? And I think I got really big into it when Sword and Shield came out, where you could actually go online and like fight like normally against other people and stuff like that.
Oh
And I
yeah.
got really into that because there was different like hyper evolute hyper training and all that kind of stuff. I was like, you know what? I want to try building my team. Gastrodon was the play. That was the
Oh yeah, he
go
was a
to
monster.
that you needed,
Yeah.
right? And that was because you didn't have Swampert. But
Yeah.
then afterwards they added in like everybody, right? And then Swampert was
Well,
the go
damn
to.
near everybody, not everybody, but
They
yes. The most of the
damn
starters
near,
were there.
right? Like damn near everybody, right? So yeah, no, 100% agree. Swampert's the go to.
I remember too when I used to work at GameStop, worst place ever, by the way.
True.
I think I
Fair.
remembered when Sun and Moon came out, people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool, yeah!" Like it was a big deal. It's a Pokemon launch. A lot of people returned the game like 2 to 3 weeks later because people hated it. Why
See,
is that? Like, has anyone played it?
once you beat Sun and Moon, there's really nothing else to do.
Really? Like, not even
'Cause
like
Sun and
shinies or
Sun and Moon
grindy
is cool.
ones?
No,
No one wanted to do that. I don't know. It was
no,
just
no one
that.
wanted to do that mess.
Nah.
I'll be honest. I think anyone who decided to do that made a grave mistake.
Well, yeah, because they added cooler stuff later on. Because
Well,
they
but
added what did they have? They
all
had what was it? What the fuck was it called?
it's also just because if I have observed anything, and like, don't get me wrong, I don't think that right now we'll see it really, but
Mhm.
like, if I have observed anything in my life, it has been that if you decide to do that, you better be prepared to either like decide to shell out money for it if you decide you want it again, or be prepared to never see it again because it's going to increase so much in price that you will not want to buy it for the price that it
Mhm.
goes. Because like right now, you can get like Heart Gold or like Soul Silver, but they are so expensive. Like
They're like
it's
100
crazy.
something, right?
Mhm.
I'm just
Lugia
saying.
is my
Mad
favorite
money.
legendary Pokemon out of all.
Lugia?
I love Lugia so much.
Oh,
Lu-
I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh. Somebody doesn't like the water chicken.
Oh,
No, it's not that I don't like the water chicken. It's just that when Lugia makes me think of spit because
What?
loogie is
What?
loogie is a word for spit. Like loogie. Have you ever
Oh.
seen the movie Evolution?
oh wow.
Where like he says
yeah.
it looks like a giant loogie. That movie I had seen, and then I saw Lugia.
So you
and-
think Lugia is just
That's
a
such an
big amount of
unfortunate,
spit?
Yep.
unfortunate
You
That's-
just
sequence of
ruined
events.
my
That's
favorite
mad funny.
Pokemon.
Lugia, the big
Sorry.
old loogie.
No, it's fine.
God
My
damn.
favorite.
Trying
I
to
mean,
look
you're gonna. No, listen.
So-
My favorite Pokemon, believe it or not, people shit on it all the time, is Beedrill. I like Beedrill a lot too.
Who shits on Beedrill? I
Big
fucking
Dick
love
B.
Beedrill.
People shitted on me for
Big Dick
Beedrill.
B.
That's Big B
People,
right there.
Big Dick B is the realest Pokemon. Let's be honest. But I like Beedrill. Lugia is cool, and I love Mew. I think Mew is always cooler than Mewtwo in my
Oh yeah,
opinion.
you asked
since
us our top 3 favorite Pokemon, right?
Yeah. You
Oh,
can top
yeah.
5 if you want. It doesn't have to be in order. Mine's Mew, Lugia, Beedrill, Great Ninja now because Smash because that's how I discovered him. I'm not really a Pokemon fan. And then there was another one too. Forgot his name. Fucking. He's in the beginning of the Pokemon. What's his name? Gyarados? Is that his name? The water
Gyarados?
dragon?
That's
Gyarados,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
water dragon.
Gyarados.
Yeah.
I like the red one. The shiny which one, whatever
the
it's
shiny.
called. I think he's
Yeah.
cool.
The
But
red
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think that or Umbreon. No, I like Umbreon. Umbreon's cool. I take it back.
Umbreon is
easy,
gas.
yeah.
Tox, who's your top 5?
My top 5. So number 1 just goes nostalgia because that's who I always wanted was Blastoise. Best. Because I
Sorry.
also because I feel like Pokemon from the very fucking beginning did his ass dirty because he's the only one who never got a second typing, which he could have been Water Steel, just like Empoleon, but that's why I liked Empoleon so much too, is because he got what Blastoise should have had from the fucking beginning. But no, they didn't want to do it. He was too overpowered. Anyways, I digress. Second one is of course Toxicity because that's my man, that's my boy.
That's your name.
That is me. Because I don't know, I have a thing for Pokemon who have double forms. Like that to me, that I like that more so about Pokemon because they're more diverse. There's not just you pick you pick the Pokemon and you play it like that. Like you can have two different options and they'll go different ways, right? And not a lot of people know, but they're amped and the low key forms for Toxicity. Like they do have big differences. Like it's not like because they're both the same typing, it's the same exact thing. They have different move sets and they have like, that's like more like the attack and defense, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff, right? The more nitty gritty stuff. So I got into that. I was like, oh, this guy's dope. And then the third one would have to be Urshifu, because that dude's sick. When he came out for Sword and Shield with the the Isle of Armor DLC for that game, I was hooked instantly. I'm like, it's a little tiny, like little bear fighting bear. There's a little bandana on, and he's all like karate dude and shit like that. Yeah. And then he turns into the two other dudes that you have to like fight up the towers to go into. I'm like, oh, this guy's died. So I'm like, I'm mad at Urshifu. The other ones, I'm not 100% sure. I think I'd have to go. I don't even know. Maybe. I don't even know what my top, like the other two would be for like top 5. I
was about to say like you're missing two.
Yeah, I don't even know what my other top 2 would be. I'm not gonna lie.
If you can't think of 2 right now, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Snorlax? What's good? Top 5, man. You've been playing this shit for a while too.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of cheating putting myself as one of my favorites. I don't know if it's necessarily cheating. I've always liked Snorlax. He's cool. He's strong. He's powerful. He was funny in the anime. He's never been like really bad in a Pokemon game. Like he's always been pretty strong, pretty decent. You can have him on a team and you can beat the shit out of the Elite Four and all that, and the champion and all that mess. But I won't put him on my top 5 for now, just because like my name is Snorlax and all that. Metagross is there in no particular order. Metagross, he was always cool. Steven was always like pretty cool, and like when he brought out Metagross, and then he fucking was like he brought out Mega Metagross. I was like, holy fucking shit, is so cool. But yeah, his shiny form too is gassed. Gengar is another great one I love so much. A lot of people who follow my Twitter know that every time I see a Gengar art, I just retweet that mess because Gengar is so cool. Ghastly is cool. Haunter's cool. Their shiny forms are cool. Mega Gengar is sick.
I would argue shiny Gengar when it's what's it called? Mega form is cool.
When he's white and pink,
white,
yeah.
But I don't know about his normal shiny though.
I think it's fine. It's not the best. I think I just like it. It's not the best.
Yeah, it's just not noticeable to me.
Wait, he is pink-ish.
Yeah, but that's only in the mega form.
The mega form, yeah.
He's so cute. What? I like this color.
That's 2. Yeah, Metagross and Gengar. I think I like Blaziken is there too. I like Blaziken more than Infernape. I'm sorry, Joe. Don't hurt me. It's just because he was the first, fire type who was throwing hands with everybody, and then you get the Mega Evolution, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? And like he's fun to use. You can put a lot of different moves on him. He was pretty funny in the anime. I do remember that. Another, I guess this is a curveball. Mawile. I love Mawile so much. She is the most adorable, scary thing ever. She's cute. Again, she has a mega form. It's great. I like that outfit more than her original design, but I do like that. And I think, what is that, 4, right?
4, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't count.
You're at 4. You're at 4.
Gengar,
You're at 4.
Blaziken, Mawile. Oh yeah, that's 4. And I guess the last one would have to be either fuck. I had it in my head. Deoxys. I like Deoxys.
Deoxys.
Also, the same thing with you, Tox. Like you like Toxtricity because it has 2 forms. Dude,
Yeah.
Deoxys has 4.
Yeah, Deoxys
So,
got
like,
mad forms. Deoxys is
Deoxys
OD
is
with
so
that.
sick.
It goes.
He's not my favorite legendary, right? I guess in terms of like Pokemon, Deoxys is one of the coolest Pokemon to exist.
He's the
He's
one that
like,
looks like DNA. Yeah, I know.
yeah, apart
Yeah.
from like the competitive scene, which he was pretty prominent in, he was pretty strong.
Yeah.
I just like every time I see a Deoxys, I'm like, I need that. I need that so much.
Oh, he was.
Wait, his forms are cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he
got
has
mad
attack,
forms.
attack, defense, speed, and then he has the all-around form, which
Yeah.
is his base form.
That's so sick.
I just thought of my.
Yo, he got the
other
Nintendo
two.
Switch colors. That's crazy.
So aside from the 3 that I picked, the other 2 I forgot. I would have to be Electivire. See, now it was Electabuzz
he's so
before,
good too.
but I liked Electivire now because like when they gave him the forms and stuff like that, right? Because I loved Elekid at like that was my favorite like electric like typing out of all of them. I loved his go up. Like Elekid, yeah. Electabuzz. So Electivire now? When I first saw that shit when it came out,
It's a chunky boy, bro.
I was ready.
He built.
He's
different.
insane.
Yeah.
And then another like form typing was Tyrogue, and he was like my low key favorite, like ever since the very beginning, because my first name starts with a T. It sounds the same as Tyrogue. So I was like, that's my guy. That's literally me. And then I can pull out, I can spin in my head like Hitmontop, or do the kick with Hitmonlee. But Hitmonchan is my favorite because the boxing guy, like that was my scene. I love that shit. Hitmonchan is definitely my favorite out of the 3 of them. Hitmonlee would have to be second, then Hitmontop. Spinning top.
I love Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is so sick.
Hitmonlee is
like. If I could have a 6, I would say Raichu because Raichu is so cool.
Raichu.
Bro, I never seen
Definitely
Raichu in a long time.
The best one in that evolution. Fuck Pikachu. Pikachu's the worst thing imaginable.
What
That's
the
crazy.
fuck? What about Pichu? How dare you?
Pichu is okay.
Pichu's
That's
cute.
crazy.
If
Pichu's
Raichu
so
never
cute.
existed, Pichu would be the better evolution. But it's too bad that Raichu exists and he has an Alolan form. Raichu is the best.
You hear that, Ash? You should have evolved Pikachu.
Raichu's Alolan form is like the only thing saving it to me.
Not really, because his regular form is sick. But
original round Pikachu will always be better than
chunky
Raichu.
Pikachu.
OG chunky Pikachu forever. OG chunky Pikachu.
He was
when they brought it back as a Dynamax in Sword and Shield. That was cool. That was a cool.
That was
cool. They did do that. I remember that.
But when they slimmed down Pikachu, I'm like, nah. And then he got mad annoying. I was like, fuck out of here. Pikachu
he just had plot armor.
Regular Pikachu ain't no Chunkachu, so fuck it. Hey, who's
what
your
about
top
you?
5?
Top 5. Here we go. Since you talk shit about ours.
Right.
It's fine. Mine are better. Anyway.
Okay.
Bruh.
Anyway, my number 1 favorite Pokemon, because the rest of them aren't really in order, but my number 1 favorite since Gen 3 has been Banette. I love Banette.
Banette's pretty cool.
I love Banette. I love Banette's Mega form. Second would probably be between Sableye and Mimikyu.
Ooh, Sableye.
Sableye is really cute and is a little gremlin, and I love Sableye with all my heart.
Sableye is one of those cool ones. Yeah.
Mimikyu's up there because I thought the concept of Mimikyu is very cute in the sense of like it's just a very insecure little creepy little monster that wants to be loved by everybody, and so it puts on the Pikachu outfit, and so I love Mimikyu. I thought it was so cute. I hope one day that Mimikyu gets an evolution where it just says "fuck it all" and then like reveals its real self.
Costume.
That
would shows its real self. I thought that would be really cool. But I don't know if they'll ever do it.
Praying.
So that's 3. 4, I would probably have to say this is hard. Okay. So it's hard to limit it to 5 because like I want to include some of the not ghost favorites because like as you've probably noticed, like 90% of my favorites are ghost types. But
ghost typing is just so sick.
It's my favorite typing. I would probably have to say Cursula is one of them. I really liked that they gave Cursula like the alternate form that was ghost type, and I love Cursula. I think it is it's really cool looking. I also thought it was interesting because with everything that's been happening with the ocean, I thought it was a cool, subtle commentary on
It's also
that
hella sad.
too.
The lore behind
It's
Curse
very
It's
sad.
all depressing.
Yeah, it's really depressing. But like I feel like it's good in a way that games that are sold towards kids have that type of stuff in them, because I feel like it helps keep kids informed on like real life situations.
Yeah.
So so I liked Corsola a lot. I thought it was really nice. And then if I have to pick a fifth one, which is very difficult because I want to say Giratina, but that's another ghost. And so that doesn't feel right. But Giratina was the only reason I decided to go back and play 4th gen. So literally I was never gonna play. I got platinum so that I could play 4th gen once, and the only reason I did it was for Giratina because it's a ghost
Fair enough.
legendary. I have to do it. I do like Giratina a lot, but I only like the origin form. I don't like the other form.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
But if I had to pick something that's not ghost, I guess I would pick either Charmeleon or Mudkip.
Okay,
One of
fair
those.
enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Alright.
those would be my choices. Banette is the coolest though. I'm sorry. It even got drawn by Junji Ito, so so did Gengar, but Banette's cooler, so it's fine.
You know,
Anyways, let me not start, bro. I'm not gonna
Look,
try to get
Gengar's
roasted.
cool.
I said
Gengar's cool. It's just that I think Banette is way underrated in comparison. Like, it's got such creepy lore behind it. It's literally an abandoned doll that's seeking revenge on the kid that left it behind. Like, you can't tell me that's not some, like, terrifying thing. Like, it's so spooky. I love it.
Yeah,
I love Banette.
Pokemon in general and like the world is like super scary.
But that's pretty cool.
Because if you like just don't treat these fucking monsters fucking right like nice, it's just like it's over for you. Like these ghost types are like, you know how scary Trevenant is? Trevenant is such
Trevenant
creeps me out. But I love Trevenant. He's so sick.
I love Trevenant. I feel bad for Phantump though. Phantump's dex entry is sad.
Yeah. You can't love Trevenant and then not love its baby starter. Like there's no way. You gotta love them both.
See, my whole thing though is with Gengar, and as much as I love the Ghastly line, I always will. But my issue with the Ghastly line is in 1st gen, in red and blue specifically, because they're ghost poison, they are not strong against Sabrina. They are weak towards her Pokemon because they're ghost poison. To the point where, like, in the original game, it used to be at the bug gym, you would talk to this person and they would say, like, oh, like, psychic Pokemon are afraid of, like, bugs and ghosts, to hint at, like, that being their weakness. In yellow version, they had to change it because ghost Pokemon were not weak to psychic types because the only ghost Pokemon in Gen 1 were the Ghastly line. So they actually weren't weak. My other thing with Gengar was, as a kid, you had to have the training cables because the internet was not a thing, and you could not have Gengar without trading.
oh shit. I
Same
actually
thing
didn't know
with
that.
like the
I'm gonna be in
champ or
trouble
gold.
because I brought that.
Yeah.
I brought that to school, and my mom was bugging out. She's like, "Why the fuck did you bring that?" I'm like, "What, bro? I needed this Gengar.
I needed the Gengar trait, bro.
Yep, but that's why I think as a kid, like, even though I loved Gengar and I thought Gengar looked cool, and I always will, I think part of me grew partial to Haunter because I just didn't have a trading cable and I couldn't trade with anybody. So
with this Haunter, and this I love you. You are my son.
I thought Haunter was actually scarier looking too. I did not think Gengar looked very spooky. I think Gengar looks friend shaped and looks like it would just wants a hug.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like it wants a hug.
Isn't there that screenshot of in the anime where he sits and waiting for that kid that told him to stay? And I'm like, bro, how you gonna do Gengar like this, bro? What the hell?
Yeah.
He actually cares
Oh,
about
the
you.
meme? I saw that shit. That shit was funny.
Haunter would
meme
have
is
just went to
so
go find you
good.
and rip your soul out.
He's like, when you're waiting for someone, I'm like, damn, that's funny as fuck.
It is what it is.
Man,
But
I
all
love
right.
Sableye.
Yeah, Saberlight is.
You know, man, I still
Big
can't
like
get
that.
over that fucking Elise calling Lugia spit. That shit's
I'm
gonna be behind my
sorry.
Lugia the
ear.
Loogie.
It's every time anyone mentions that it's their favorite legendary, I feel so bad because I'm like, why? And I'm
No,
gonna
you're
ruin
fine.
every.
I'm just
The
fucking around.
funniest part is like every time I'm like, I'm gonna ruin it because I can't not tell people about that. So I have to tell people, but I'm like, why can't I just like not say it? Because then it ruins it for everyone else.
Nah, you're cool, dude. I mean, yeah, it's Pokemon. Pokemon's Pokemon. Other than that, though, shit. I feel like we've been talking very little, but it's been over 2 hours we've been
It's been
chilling
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. No,
Holy shit.
it's
It's-
been a. I guess we should
Bills-
wrap it up.
Yeah, we
Uh,
should.
I mean, I think the funniest part is Canty asked one question.
Mhm.
And then we
I
were there
mean,
for so long.
I'm not
And
gonna
then we
lie to
just
you.
talked forever.
We just talked about our
Like-
favorite shit, which is funny.
Throughout that entire thing, you
Like, that's all I'm
almost
saying. Like,
answered
it's
all
just
my
gonna go with the
No, because
flow.
we got to like the
Oh,
parts
that's
of
pretty
like
awesome.
yeah
we got to the
Good.
parts where we were just like we were gonna ask you about anyways, like anime and games and all that stuff.
yeah.
So,
Like
but
the,
a
That's
lot of the
pretty
other
cool.
conversation just led into it. So
the only other
There
thing I would
is-
have asked is like favorite
Mhm.
hobbies aside from streaming and cosplaying
Oh.
and shit like that.
yeah,
Which I mean, typically
you can say it right now. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
go for it.
Oh, I guess, I mean, the thing is since I work full time, I don't really have a lot of time to do anything else. So for the most part, like my hobbies are just like streaming, cosplaying, and then I guess playing games and watching anime and whatnot.
It's pretty
That
fair.
would
Yeah.
pretty much be it. I try to hang out with friends every now and then, but I'm also a very introverted person, so I don't really go outside
True.
very much.
Yeah.
It's too hot in
It's
California.
well, yeah, in the summer it is, but that's pretty much all that I do. Just because I work Tuesday through Saturday, I think I said, but like it's
Yeah.
from 8 to 4 every day. So like that takes up a big majority of my day. So normally if I stream like I give myself like an hour to rest, and then I immediately start getting ready and I stream afterwards
Mhm.
to give you
No,
an
okay.
idea of like what my time is like. But that's also why I only cosplay on like Sundays usually. If I do it is because I don't work that day, so I can wake up and just like get ready at my own pace.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
fair.
That's good.
I mean, shit, if we're talking about anime, three animes I could recommend to you if you haven't seen it is Death Parade, Fully Cooley, because they're short animes. 12 episodes, Death Parade, 6 episodes, Fully Cooley. Wait, you never
Yeah.
seen it?
No, I have. I have
Oh,
seen
you
Fully
have? Do you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I do like it. It was really good.
Hell
It's
yeah.
very cringy, but in a
And
good way.
then, since you like Sailor Moon, I recommend if you want it just for story, I think Sailor Moon Crystal will be your wave more. Because the old Sailor Moon's really long. But if you want to see something like just straight to the point, is Sailor Moon Crystal, which is the new animation.
Oh yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal is good. The first season's a little rough,
Yeah, it is.
but the rest of it's really good and the music pops off. I just have to say.
It's so
Like
good.
it's very good. I also, if you haven't watched Madoka Magica as a magical girl fan, I think that one
You
has to
told
be
me about
watched.
it. I'm kind of down to watch
It's
it.
so good. It's only like I think 12 or 13 episodes,
Yeah,
but
it's-
it's very
Makes sense,
good.
yeah.
tight.
It's a little darker, I think, but
Mhm.
I also am the person that argues that a lot of magical girl anime has dark elements. It's just that a lot of people don't get deep enough into the series to see it. So,
Wait, does one
but
of them have
yeah.
a gun?
Yes.
Yo, what the
At one,
fuck?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Mommy
that
has
anime is
mommy has
dark.
guns.
You got the
It's
Blinky
really good, though.
wings.
It's like there's like a certain point in it where like it takes the dark turn. I'm just like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. This is
Yeah,
a little
Madoka
much.
Madoka Magica, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like the meme of watch until episode 3 happened with Madoka Magica because a lot of people were told
True.
like, hey, you should watch Madoka Magica, but watch through episode 3. It was always what was said. So it started like that whole thing of like you should watch 3 episodes and then if you don't like it, stop. But it's worth it in my opinion. I think it's very good.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, highly recommend it.
Okay,
I
I'll
could
check it
recommend a
out.
lot of other stuff, but I watch a lot of random stuff, so I I don't know if you would want my recommendations. Like, my
Yeah, you can name.
personal favorite, which I'm gonna put a GIF into the group chat just because I
Okay.
can actually find it. But it's called Mononoke.
Wait.
Not the movie.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
I was about
I
to
lied
say,
to
I
you.
was like, wait a minute.
Not the
Wait,
movie.
this looks
That's why I
cool.
said I'm gonna put the GIF because I'm like a lot of people think I mean Princess Mononoke, but this is another short anime series that's about 12 to 13 episodes long. And it's about like Japanese horror stories, but it's all animated to be like traditional like Japanese like art.
Oh,
It's very cool
shit.
art style.
That looks tight.
It's actually having like an anniversary this year, so they're doing a movie, I believe, to celebrate it. So it should be really cool. I'm excited because I think this came out years ago, and I
Yeah.
don't think the animation aged poorly at all. But it'll be interesting to see like how they do it with like newer animation techniques and everything. So I'm pretty hype.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, I would recommend those two because they're short and
Okay.
they're interesting.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah. Those would be
Well,
my
that's-
recommendations
that's,
for y'all.
Nice. Well,
That has been episode 2. Pretty long one. Pretty
This is
eventful
a long
one.
episode. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, shout out to
It
Comfy
was
Con.
very it was very fun.
It was
Indeed,
fun.
Indeed.
Talk a
Super
lot.
fun.
No, at least thank you for being here. It was
Nah,
really
Yes.
At least you're one of the coolest people I know. So.
yeah, like you're
Aw,
super
thank you.
nice. I think you're very kind.
Yeah.
You're very good at cosplay too, dude. Like I'm excited for you to continue to grow with your community and just like keep moving forward from there. You're a very cool person, man.
Yeah.
Thank
These
you.
two-
To be
I think you guys
honest,
are
it
all really
wasn't-
cool.
These
you
two
were
put
gonna
me on,
replace
so definitely gonna have to
Tox.
continue following. Yeah, these guys put me on slow, and I looked at a few of them already, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was blown away when I first saw them. I was like, wait, these are some cosplayers. I'm like, no, I've seen some cosplayers
yeah.
before, and like these were like top notch. Like I was pretty impressed. So awesome, hats off.
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you very much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Because you were gonna replace Tox before Calm had a headache, and like I was like gonna be like, maybe should I ask Elise? Because it's like we just started it, but I'm like hey, we should because it's like who cares, right? It's like she's amazing, and I'm just like what, fuck it, let me just pull the trigger. So I asked, and then I was like,
Yeah.
it turns out great. This is probably like my favorite episode we've done so far. Not to be biased, because maybe in the future there'll be a different episode, but I don't know. I just like the regular talking, us going on one question and then like branching out to like 3 different topics.
Bro, I love just
And,
going
like,
through random shit.
Tangents,
It's
Yeah.
fun.
That's what happens.
It's fun times. Yeah, that's been episode 2 of the Run It Back podcast.
Yeah.
Elise's stuff will be down below and on YouTube,
tags,
Twitter,
we'll put 'em
Twitch, cosplay, Instagram, things like that. So will Toxes and Canties and mine, things like that. But yeah, this has been episode 2. Random, I guess we can call it, title it. Yeah, thank you so much, Elise, for coming on and just talking about everything with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah. Definitely
you gotta
enjoyed that.
come back for another episode. We gotta talk about more. I
Really?
want to talk about
Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
I
with
would
you.
love to.
Yeah, we'll see what we come up with for like a like actual specific topic episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been me, your boy Snorlax. That's my homie Canty.
Yeah.
That's my homie Tox. This is our lovely guest Elise, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye,
Peace out.
everyone.